And then Nouns, we used to have a third team in the past, but again, not really the case anymore. So yeah, it is going to be, at least in the first round, where we see the top two versus the not top two teams. If there is to be an upset, it's like, oh, but again, the likely storyline will be, no matter what happens, the grand finals will be Shopify versus Nouns. But I'm down for like the upset in some capacity, right? Maybe this is the
logo a little later on, I guess, but I think you saw it on the weight screen there. I feel like if the logos are anything to go by, we know what to expect, but we'll see. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Four Amigos is Double King, RCY, Monkeys Forever, Roseanne, and Albino Zebra. So these are all names you should know if you've been following NA for a while. I've certainly covered a bunch of things. I'm sure, T. Governor, you've when you've done on NA shifts, you've seen
yeah.
these guys. I think RCY is one of those players where everybody's been kind of keeping an eye on him, being like, is he the next big thing? Not quite sure, keeping an eye on him. So always exciting to watch him play.
I think like as much as we've come in obviously with the very generic NA shtick, right? I think like when you look at the teams, it's like they are pretty good tier 2 NA teams, like the ones that are in the qualifier, right? Like we've got, so for Amigos, like you mentioned, right? Double King, RCY, Monkeys Forever, like even Albino, they've got plenty of experience, right, throughout the DPC. Before that did eventually, fade away, of course. No, DPC has hurt some of the regions that don't have as much strength. I think NA, like we're seeing here, has been the biggest L taker from not having constant support from tournaments. And then like when you look at Apex Genesis as well, like the fact that their team has both Wish and Bignum as well, like I need to sneeze.
Are you
Ooh,
allergic
box that one
to
up.
promising but
Oh god.
unproven tier 2 teams by chance?
Exactly, yeah. It just hits me sometimes, It's as bad as hay fever, I think. But no, I think like I am excited by the prospect of, as much as we have like the big name teams, Shopify, Nouns, like when I look at like the smaller intricacies of these two teams that have qualified for the open qualifiers, there's like little glimmers of hope. And I think that Apex Genesis for me is like the one that is more excited, I think. Sorry for Amigos. It's just because like Wish has been a dominant player throughout the multiple years of DPC. He's been on teams with like Spartan to like contest the top of Europe,
Yeah,
never
they've been in
succeeding
Div
but
1,
contesting, right? And it's like if you're that level of mid laner who you're able to go toe for toe with Western Europe mid laners, right? Like imagine then coming to an NA team, bringing that experience, like playing with Bignum, who's a Ukrainian player, very experienced as well. Then you have like Speed, who's like probably in regards to NA players has had one of the like bigger glow ups over the course of the last like 2-3 years. He went from being like the guide maker to the guy who's like, oh shit, this guy's actually real good. Like I think that like that level glow up is insane. So
Arteezy, shout out. When we interviewed him last year
yeah.
for NA Div 1, he actually we asked him who he thought the best and biggest up and coming NA talent was out of like the kind of like younger dudes, and he said
Yeah.
Speed. So yeah,
Yeah.
this Speed is not only a good player, but he's recognized by one of the best. So yeah, and they're gonna play against each other over the stream as well. So keep that one in mind for sure. He's also moved to POS 5 as well. He used to be a POS 3 player, but moving to POS 5.
But no, I'm excited to see that team because like on paper, it's like there's a lot of cool things around them. And then it's like, okay, well, Shopify as well, they haven't had the cleanest path throughout the year, right? Like they're not the NA team that has like come back to the qualifiers and gone, boys, look at all the, how the incredible things we've done across in the international scene. Look, let's come back to this qualifier. It's like none of that. They're coming
There's a
back
reason
kind of
they're in
like,
the qualifiers.
exactly. Like they're boozed. No, they're not boozed. They
Hope
are
not.
very focused for this series. I said they're bruised and battered from how much of the struggles, right? They've also just made an offlane change as well, right? Like Mind Control coming into offlane. They've got Kitrak, who was their 5-player, that just moved to a 4-player, picking up another 5-player. So you kind of have like that awkward double 5 whilst one's transitioning period. You've got like the loss of a stable, like so much confusion.
Does that leave them open to a try from Nouns here in these qualifiers? Does that need to open to exploitation for Nouns to come in, sneak the spot, which Shopify's had And let's be clear, like, it kind of feels like Shopify had so many chances to try and take like a qualification slot, but they just never went deep enough. And now Nouns come in, and it's like, who do we actually want to see? The team which has been together all year, trying to work together, and improve, or the team that's been chopping and changing, trying to find that groove? Like, I don't know. I mean, I want to see the better team, and there's only one way to find that out, and that's through these qualifiers. So
I mean, it's kind of hard to say because like when you look at the year so far, of course, like Shopify have done better in qualifiers. Shopify also have done better very narrowly on site for at least one or two events. I'm trying to double like again, like Shopify's best placement has been 9th, 10th, 9th, 11th, right? Like they've just an 11th, 12th at Birmingham. Like they've never broke top 8 in the 3 tournaments they played at. Nouns as well, they played in, they come 12th, 14th, 20th to 22nd. So they've just both had very underwhelming years. So it's really hard to say. Like this is a rare moment where when we look at NA teams, like outside of the top 2 being the top 2, there isn't that very clear like this team is the team. You know, it's like Shopify Nouns, of course, I think they're both underwhelmingly even, but they're still ahead of the likes of Four Amigos and Apex Genesis. But if there ever was a qualifier where the random underdog that often would be overlooked, like we entered this panel by saying, if there ever was a qualifier for that to occur, I would like to think that this is like the perfect time. You only have 4 teams. Both teams are underwhelming. I think Shopify are still probably going to look slightly better on paper, just because I think Mind Control is such a statement addition to a team that any inconsistencies that you've had, he should be able to just like not fix them, but he is like a really good insurance policy. You know, with the amount of interest rates going up, like he's a fixed rate. You know, he's good. You just want him on your team. So I think that is, of course, why Shopify will naturally be able to probably get themselves to a grand finals no matter what. But again, I'm maybe we're just like gassing it up for the whole pre-show panel feel whilst we're waiting for the players to get into lobby and whatnot. But
what you're talking, what we're basically saying here is like there is a chance that we see a close series. There is a chance maybe Nouns drop a game. If they drop the series, then we're gonna be kind of on Twitter being like, "What the hell's going?" It's gonna be a major upset if they drop the whole series here in this opening bracket.
I think the Shopify Nouns is very close, by the way. Like I don't think this is like Shopify 1 Nouns 2. I think like those 2 teams are like
no,
so
I was
dead
talking
even.
Nouns for Amigos.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I think if we group it into 2 teams, then yeah, it's like we went from it being like a 1% chance of any teams upsetting the top guys to like 8% chance. You know, I'm not saying it's crazy big gains, but it's like we went from like it never happening 1% chance to now there is a slight world. But no, yeah, it's again we'll see. We do of course have Nouns for Amigos first. With the same roster that they played with at PGL Wallachia, which was Yuma, Copy, Gunner, Leles, and Fly. A lot of growing pains to go through, I think, but overall, I'm always a fan of Yuma carry. I think he's an exceptionally good carry. And when things align, I think the team can look good, but they still are trying to kind of understand themselves, I think, as a team who wants to be in the international stage.
Yeah, I think so. And there's always been that bodyguard of the region, which has been Shopify Rebellion. And, there has to be said, like, it is sort of a slight concern that Nouns have struggled to qualify. They did get one event this year in Dream League, but it's a concern that they've struggled to qualify against Shopify, and Shopify haven't been looking super sharp either. So
Yep.
it's not a great sign for them. And yeah, they need to really start clicking here. The fact they've stuck together as this roster throughout the year is kind of like commendable, but now's the time it needs to start paying off. Like I want to see results from Nouns. I want to see Nouns prove to us that there was a reason these guys have stuck together. There's a reason they believe in each other. Because if there's just belief and like no substance behind it, then you got a problem. But I do firmly believe that like these players can make something happen.
Yep.
Like we've always talked about how good Lelis is. Fly, like literally one of the best +5s of all time in Dota, like throughout the years, at least he's been around a really, really long time and has had some like main stage teams and everything. So, to see him kind of like struggling here and not qualified to so many international events this year, it's a little concerning. So, yeah, I'm excited to see them play. I'd love to see them just really perform in this series and not put, and let anybody have any doubts about them. Just make an example of poor old Four Amigos in this opening. But yeah.
There was like growing pains. I said that before, but like when at PGL Wallachia, when I was watching them play there, it's like they gave a lot of trust to Copy to call the hero he wanted to, and that was his first ever LAN experience. Even though there wasn't like fans, it's still his like first on-site playing a tournament. And there was some drafts where like he would call for like a Death Prophet, or he'd play a hero that was a slightly out of sync to what all the other teams are doing, and like he put so much pressure and emphasis on himself being like the root problem. Like in interviews as well, he'd be saying, "Oh, we lost this game because of like my bad pick or my bad move." Like Copy just kept compounding everything that went wrong in the game to be his problem. Because like in any instance that we kind of got to see him, he was like, "Yeah, bad suggestion, bad this," and it's like I think if they can allow him to have the freedoms of not every player is perfect. You are going to make mistakes in pick or play, but at some point, the best teams in the world, they fix them in the moment, so then they aren't like major issues that lose you a game, right? And I think that's where Nouns they might potentially just lean on each player a little bit too much, where they sometimes have that problem. Because I'm a ventriloquist.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've been working on that recently, but
No, I have
kind of
been.
cheating.
Yeah,
You've got the
I wasn't
beard,
allowed the
so it
puppet
kinda
though,
makes it easier.
unfortunately. I asked production if I could use the puppet, but it just wasn't allowed. It's pretty unfortunate. I spent so much time in my arts and crafts, hot glue gun and everything to get the little techies available for show. But
I
again,
kinda wanna do that
maybe we
now
can do it
for,
next time.
have a selection of
Like,
every single hero, then every time they get picked, like you can interview them, be like, what
yeah,
do you
I
think,
mean,
Ancient Apparition?
yeah, I mean, again, you see how good I was just then on panel. But again, we'll keep the ventriloquism to for future stuff. We do have a draft between Nouns and Four Amigos.
Yes, indeed, it is Nouns and Four Amigos here in the opening match here of the Riyadh Masters NA qualifiers for the Esports World Cup. So I mean, I think bands have kind of figured out one thing I've been waiting to see and still haven't really been treated to so far. I wouldn't say is like people really utilizing these facets and people really like kind of flexing heroes. Because to me, one of the reasons which facets were introduced to the game was because you had this problem in Dota drafting where there are certain heroes, mostly like Timbersaw, Pangolier, DK, Razor, these heroes which can use, and that makes them first pick. No matter how hard you nerf them, unless you make them absolutely useless, that flexibility is always going to be so valuable for you that you can just grab that up. And they can get countered, they can get answered, sure, but you're still going to have that flexibility to move them around. And then Facets to me came in as this thing where it was like, okay, well, why don't we give like more heroes that? And I'm not saying every hero can now kind of flex across roles and stuff, but every hero now has an added degree of flexibility and a pretty major one in some cases as well. So I'm interested to see if people take advantage of that. And yeah, if anybody's going to take that on board into their drafts yet or not.
I think it's difficult in version 1 of Facets, right? I think it's in a dream world, you'd be able to argue that every facet is equally as competitively viable and you want to make a big play with, I pick a hero and change it up. But unfortunately, I think there are too many facets that just have an overwhelming need for it. Like, for example, let's say Venomancer, right? It's not maybe the example that you were leaning to in regards to core flexibility, but do you want to go for my ultimate splits upon multiple heroes and it's super annoying, or let me stick my Plague Ward onto an ally, right? It's like big team fight damage, or
the Fog did tell us that you
sticky.
can solo Roach with that one, so
Sure. Yes. It's that one play very helpful, but
Yeah.
all the other 12 team fights you need to win a Dota game, you're gonna take an L on
Not
that one
important.
just for the Aegis. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
So you
No,
can get
I-
on Reddit with
I
the
think-
with the Roche place. So
yeah, like what you described though is I think what Facets will eventually evolve into over time. But in our current iteration, I think we just have to respect the fact that like Death Prophet, do you want to take the exorcism talent for more damage, or little bit of move slow on my silence? It's like the disparity in the two is so overly different.
for sure. Like I can think of two examples where it's relevant. Earthshaker's one where if you're going mid, you obviously go for the slugger and fire creeps
Such
across.
a good animation.
Become
So
TA.
good.
Yeah, it's really funny. And then if you're a support, then you probably go for the aftershock talent, and then you get big slams later on in the game. Meanwhile, I think Tiny as well. He's obviously got the toss back, although the toss back
That's
the
a good
toss
one.
counts.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, and then obviously Insurmountable is the carry one. So I want to see all heroes turned into that, but maybe not all. But yeah, fuck it all. I'll commit. I'll commit.
Again, give it time, boss. Give it time.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Draft wise though, we have seen the Zeus and the Axe pick up. Zeus still is the to some degree the same magical man he was in the previous patch, and Axe pre-A patch, absolute menace to society. The fact that he got like an armor per any kill or assist, he had to enter a fight, look at a hero, and basically gain armor. It was insane how quickly he would just become 50, 60, 70 armor hero. So of course in the A patch they did nerf that, scaling it now, so it eventually gets up to 1, but it takes a little bit more time. But yeah, both teams picking up some very tried and tested and stable heroes from previous and current patches with regards to Zeus and Axe. Nothing too crazy to go off here at the moment.
Yeah, and I think also quite unflexible as well. Like, I'm not really expecting this Zeus to be played 4, and I'm not really expecting this Axe to be flexed at all. So, yeah, kind of completely contrary to what I just said, and basically invalidating everything I've said up until this point. So,
Yeah,
thank you,
that's why I
announcing for
tried to quickly
amigos.
ground you quick before you got too carried
Appreciate
away.
that.
No, no worries, mate.
Sometimes I need humbling. It's how it
No, no,
goes.
for sure. It happens. You know,
We
sometimes
all
you can have
do.
big ideas, and unfortunately, they don't
Just wish I
really.
could go one cast without being humbled, but there we go.
Oh, well, that sounds like a you problem.
Yeah. What are we banning? Ursa into Axe. Yeah, that sounds kind of garbage for the Axe. Is Ursa coming back a bit? I've been watching some high MMR pubs, and people keep doing the Wind Waker Octarine thing on that hero.
Yeah, I think Ursa always will have the same issues in competitive, where his build doesn't really vary too much because he needs to go Battle Fury, then you need a Blink, and that's when you come online. The Facets didn't really help him in his farming speed, so it is kind of draft dependent, right? Like if you see heroes being a little bit slower, boom, Ursa can come online. Like how often do you see Battle Fury heroes even get picked up, right? Like Anti-Mage, super rare hero in play, Ursa, super rare hero in play. Like the item hero combination is just not too exciting, at least in current state. So yeah, I think it takes a certain time and place for it to be good. A Warlock though is a hero that we do not see at all. I'm intrigued to know if they are going to go for the funky facet for that one. That is the Champion of Goroth, which is the chaotic offering dealing more damage based on your region. That has been a menace to the pub scene. You throw down your golem, it does additional burn damage. But still, fundamentally, as much as we're getting all, yapping about facets, Warlock's still the same hero, right? Like you're a slow hero that doesn't like a lot of cheap fights. You're locked into a high cooldown of your ultimate. Like pressure is not your friend. And Nouns, look how much natural pressure they have in their lineup, right? Clockwork is a lane securing hero that wants to find fight. Centaur can buy Eternal Shroud to deal with the fight, to get Blink. Zeus with the Phylactery, with 2 frontlining heroes as well. Like I think for Amigos, they're picking some flavor of the current patch, but I'm looking at a Nouns lineup that is going to close out this phase of the draft with, a big statement pick. And for Amigos, they have no real map play. They have no real laning advantages right now. It's like they kind of need like Dark Will is already banned, but they need that strong position 4 to bring Axe to life with a carry that utilizes the sustainability of Warlock, right? It's like,
Yeah,
if I'm a little bit uncomfortable looking at 4 Amigos right now.
I don't think I'm as like I feel like the Warlock does just kind of save this top lane. Like I think it's hard for Centaur and Clock to get kills if Clock is the 4. And it's hard for them to just kind of harass out whatever carry. So you've got kind of like a stable 50-50 in the safe lane with this Warlock.
I think Clock
I
should be
would
5 though
imagine.
in this draft.
Yeah, okay.
Like, okay.
So we'll see if they get a ranged 4 to pair up with the Centaur. I imagine they do then.
Still more heroes that just exist. Like when when I look at heroes, I see them as like, are they kind of building blocks for a draft where they play their lane but never make moves, or are they like the connecting tissue, right? Like a Clock and a Zeus, they want to make other heroes feel good. Zeus with the ultimate to bring lanes to life, Clock with hookshot and natural map play. For Amigos right now, I just see 3 heroes that once they walk to their lane, they're kind of glued into position. They're just, okay, there you are. DK gets 6, he wants to hit a tower, you come to me. It's very rare that like he wants to TP to a lane, take the fight, and sure he can do it in certain circumstances, but okay, a little bit of team fight with the Muerta. We're intrigued to know if that's going to be a carry or a position 4. I think I prefer a position 4 in this game, because everything I've just mentioned about being farm intensive, a Muerta in the carry role, a lot of farm is required, but you put it in position 4, utilize your silence, your dead shot, get a lot of just cheap fight going, give Axe some more presence in lane. That's what I was asking for the 4 position. But still, quite a scary looking draft for 4 Amigos to try and execute on. It's like a couple mistakes and there's no like recovery. It's just everyone needs to farm. There's no natural pick off and smoke and map move. It is a little bit difficult for now.
Yeah, I would agree that this Muerta should be pos 4. I think it looks like a terrible Muerta carry game just because the lane versus Centaur feels kind of. I mean, it's fine. You can live it, but Then you've got all this magic damage in the team fights to worry about, like not just from the Zeus, but from the Centaur as well. Stampede's gonna get them on top of you. Like, yeah, it ain't gonna work out. But as pulls for it can be okay, but yeah, like it doesn't. How do you make moves on the map? You're relying really, really hard on Axe to have a really good game, get a
Yeah.
decent timing on the blink, be strong enough to make those jumps. I guess you got DK as well. It's just
Like when I
it's
was
just lacking
saying,
damage. Really, really lacking damage on Four Amigos.
when I was saying about the whole making moves is an issue, it's like I don't like drafts that really force one hero to be everything. So as much as Axe can be the I get Blink, Blade Mail, and go, it's like when we look at a draft and we can identify this is the hero that unlocks the first 15 minutes of play. Nouns already have done that as well, right? Like Nouns already
Does
know.
DK not have that as well though?
Um, you need heroes behind you. So like a DK can make moves, but like he wants to get 6, chip down the tower because if he goes for the poison facet where he has the minus armor, he easily shreds towers, right? But it's like for him to do that, he needs the active 5, the active 4, the Enchantress Tiny, the Enchantress Tusk type combinations to come to mid, to break open the mid tower, and then in that time, Axe also has farmed up well. So now like you have this like catalyst of towers falling, Axe with the blink from the good laning phase, 50 minutes into the game, everyone goes, right? And I'm not really seeing that kind of oomph coming from them yet, just because of like the Warlock doesn't really enable it. So if four amigos are to feel good in this game, Morta Axe need to have an incredibly strong lane, and then they also need to decide how to rotate to DK at the correct time to then make moves into towers. Like if all these things go well, I can see them having a pretty okay game, but it's like it's so scripted that I expect Nouns, the team with international experience, to be able to go, okay, shut Axe in lane, protect the tower when DK hits 6 and the supports come here. Now their big game time has kind of faltered, right? It's like these type of drafts are a little bit too telegraphed, I think, for pro play at least. And again, I'll see if Four Amigos can find the correct carry pick to bring that draft into a bit more life. But I'm really intrigued to know how Four Amigos can kind of navigate the predictability of their first 15 minutes of this draft.
Yeah, yeah. It's I'm hoping this is some comfort for them. I'm hoping this is stuff which they're like really, really kind of like confident in playing, and this is like a strategy they're used to executing on. Because I can see like a team which kind of plays like this a lot. If this was I was gonna say Falcons, but I can't see Falcons ever drafting
Picking
this. But
Warlock.
yeah, exactly. If it was that style of team, then maybe it could make sense. But yeah, it's tricky. Meanwhile, on the other side, it sounds like it's just you got so
How
much like kind of freedom to play the fights. Like their
much
fights look
jump do they have?
super easy. My goodness.
Yeah. But that is going to be the thing for Nouns to focus on, though. Even though they have a very nice looking draft, when they have 3 Blink Initiators who are melee into a Warlock, into an Axe, into a Muerta as well to some degree, there's going to be a world where if 4 Amigos can survive the jump with the Fatal Bonds, the Cool, the Dunks, the Golems, throwing a Corrosive Haze from DK, like there's so many tools for Amigos to win the team fight that like if the game was to get to that position of like a stalemate, sure, 4 Amigos with the last pick on the carry, there's a world to get there, right? But I think there's like, I'm just looking at this from the, if you need your draft to be really strong at 25, 30 minutes, I'm worried if you can even get there based on what Nouns are going for. And now they get the Shadow Shaman as well, which means it's going to be Tiny carry with the Zeus mid, Shaman to be your position 4, Clock to be your position 5, and
Yep.
that is a lot of map pressure and a lot of things that maybe could have gone to way of Four Amigos, right? It's like if you survive the early pickoffs, don't lose any towers because they can't hit them, then maybe you get to this kind of like 30-minute grace period where team fighting is obviously way more important. Like big ultimate, sorry. That has been somewhat answered by the Shadow Shaman. And Four Amigos, they're going to lock in a Clinks. Nerfed Clinks, don't forget.
Okay. Yes, yes. No longer the crazy burning barrage nonsense which we had before. But yeah, Shadow Shaman's gonna be fun. He's got Cluster Cluck as well. Love to see it. So gonna get a load of chickens in this game. I'm excited for that one. Meanwhile on the side of Four Amigos, yeah. It's you got big beefy boys on the front lines and the DK and the Axe to absorb all of that pressure for you, allow Double King to hopefully get off his damage in the fights. There are ways that this Clinks can just tear this game apart. Obviously, it's not super easy to catch these heroes though. Like this Tiny just takes so much to actually die. Zeus always has his jump to get himself away. You're also going to have the Centaur backing you up with all of that as well, with that Stampede. So Yeah, it's going to be a tricky game for the Clinks to really start getting kills and get it going. But, maybe he just kills Lelis 20 times and that's how he gets on board.
Yeah, I think the two drafts, it looks like a team that's got a draft built with a lot of fail safes built into it, right? Like Nouns, if lanes don't go well, they still can progress the map through Shaman, and they can smoke, get for pickoffs. And I think for Four Amigos, if their lanes don't go very well, their only plan is to hit creeps after. Because a DK under farmed hitting a tower, you'll die to a clock or a tiny Zeus. If you're a Axe who hasn't got Blade Man and Blink and you can assassinate heroes, you're also going to die quite quickly. So I think for Four Amigos, we've already hinted that we prefer Nouns draft quite a lot. If their lanes go well and they can get some good items, keep themselves toe for toe, we might have a game if we're going like 35, 40 minutes. I'm saying for Four Amigos to make this really competitive, the longer the game, the much better for them. Open up the map, utilize the poking from the DK, the Clinks finding the pickoffs. Same thing for Axe. But if Nouns are ever able to dictate the game, utilize smokes on their accord, get the vision on their side, play their game, this will be so scary for Four Amigos to play into. And we'll see if they can do it. Of course, Four Amigos are the underdog Nouns. They are the favorite coming into this round one of the upper bracket. And we'll see if they can do it. Four Amigos, the open qualifier team. Don't forget the joy of open qualifiers. The I hope they never disappear. Some other games, some other times for Dota we don't have them, but open qualifiers truly are the creme de la creme of esports.
They are. They are. Like, I've always been of the idea that anybody should be able to create a team and win TI if they're good enough. That's just how that's like the soul blood of esports, I feel. Some
Yeah, 100%. It's so beautiful. Just the thought, like when you talk to your mates, right? Like I have some like mates. Let's say they're 2K, right? They'll play TI qualifiers every year, and they already know they're not going to qualify. But it means like when they watch TI, it's like, man, I was in the qualifiers for this tournament.
Yeah.
It's great. And the
Could
same
have been
thing, of
us.
course,
Could have been us.
Of course, same thing for the Esports World Cup. Play their open qualifiers. I could have been there at the Esports World Cup, but
Yep, exactly.
alas, we shall see what happens here.
We shall indeed. Smoke up from Nouns. They might be going for a bit of action because this was a late smoke from them. But they're actually splitting up across the map. This is an interesting move.
Yeah, often you see just 5-on-5 action, but this time, yeah, the late smoke, 3 heroes bottom, 2 heroes top. There isn't really a lot of kill threat on
No,
the
there's
top
not.
side with only Centaur Shaman.
Is this
Unless
a
they
read from them? Have they done a bit of like replay watching? Feels like it. Fly, smoke pops, he sees them. Cogs available just to hold back Monkeys and Rozan. Monkeys immediately backing away, anticipating 5 heroes, but there is only 3. So a bit of a bamboozle from Nouns here, as they are able to secure themselves 3 bounty runes. So
I like the logic
impressive.
of the play though. It's like if you have 3 heroes bottom, break smoke, show that you have majority bottom, the enemy team might assume that there's 4, maybe 5 here, and that's where the Clinks, if he isn't focused, he'll just kind of awkwardly walk to that top bounty room. Then you find a Centaur and a Shaman. You might not die, but you're easily going to go down to like, a quarter HP, limping yourself back to lane. So yeah, I think conceptually, Nouns could have easily got a kill if Four Amigos weren't aware of the situation.
Still securing yourselves 3 bounty runes, always very nice indeed. So overall net win for Nouns. And that'll set them off nicely to start off this laning phase. That's a kind of strat I'm surprised they're pulling out here, to be honest. That feels like something they want to kind of like catch out Shopify Rebellion with, but yeah, show them respect towards Four Amigos. Or maybe they just got more in stock. Maybe the playbook is just really deep.
That type of move, like, everyone's very stale, right? When you think about bounty runes, they make the same move. And yeah, I like setting it. Oh yeah, bounced off the other creep, so it didn't bounce off him.
Yeah.
One of the best changes, by the way, in the patch. The fact that Clock can punch his cogs, it's an
so
absolute
cool.
treat.
It's really fun to watch.
I mean, the world's divided by Messi or Ronaldo, and now everyone gets to, lean on their idols when they pick Clockwork.
See, people keep saying football for it. I think it looks a lot like ice hockey, though. I mean, maybe that's because I spent a year in Canada, but like they look like pucks, the power cogs, and then they slide across the floor just like a puck does. So
I mean, we're British, man. We should also be referencing curling. We're pretty good at that.
yeah, true. The stones all come from Scotland. Did you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's a specific rock.
Yeah.
I probably watched the same documentary, but I can't remember the rock name. But it was a very impressive rock, and a family has like a monopoly on the rock.
Yeah, it's all owned by the same family. Just rinsing
and they ain't giving it up
the
either.
curling industry. I'll see why it's not having a super fun time. Well, he's getting the CS, I guess, and yeah, he's got 1 point in the passive, 2 points in breathe fire, 7 charges on the stick. It'll be fine.
I mean, mid lane is just a trader farm the entire time. There's nothing really too special to look here, but Albino Zebra, he's poking a little bit top, even pushing the wave just a little bit with the fatal bonds there.
Jeez,
but
look at this dude.
yeah,
this is deep. But he's got his shadow word. He's not afraid to use it. Dive tier 2s. Shadow word will save you.
it's going to help as well. Like something that we didn't really talk about in regards to Warlock is in lanes that you're under pressure. If you do have fatal bonds up and any way to push out a wave, you're naturally going to enable your carry, right? It's just get the wave away from me, get the XP. Sure, we'll sacrifice a little bit of CS, but the levels will naturally come to us, and that's kind of what they're doing here. Although Double King does step up though for the Lotus, and 9-1 done.
He's very low,
Should
but the
be
healing
fine.
is a lot. Like that shadow wave. Wow. Is Laz gonna die for this? I think he might. One more right click will be required. Oh, the hex comes through. He runs into them though. Oh, Lelis. It wasn't the way he wanted to go. Did he get blocked by his chickens there, do you reckon?
I mean that. Yeah, sure. That chicken spell is such a meme. Like half the
It's so
time
good.
you just insta die, but that one time where your chicken spawns beautifully and you get to like run away. Like if he was that southerly chicken, then he's looking good, right? But he was that northern chicken stuck in the middle of the fight. But yeah, the shadow word plus the 9 wand with the Lotus as well, allowing Double King to survive there. And yeah, overall, very good start from Four Amigos.
Also watching Fly just bully people with cogs as well, trapping them in the cogs and then just firing the cogs into them. Like it's a lot of mana burn. It's honestly very annoying.
Yeah, I think Clock had one of the nicest facet changes, right? Because
Oh, I missed.
it doesn't really showcase here, but
All right.
if you're able to punch the cog onto the hero inside the cogs, right, and then you get like the bounce back between multiple cogs.
Yeah.
Like this spell always used to be you only ever get 1 mana burn, but now you're potentially getting 2, 3, 4 mana burns within a single
Here
spell.
we go again. Got him. Oh, only the singular bounce. Still, he's got no mana left anyway. Oh, 1 comes through. He's got some mana back.
Right. It's nice, nice threat, nice pressure coming out, and yeah, bot lane going relatively even, right? Like 18 for 6 and Tiny, 18 for 4, and I think if you're Four Amigos, everything that we were saying about the issues within their play, it's all about if they can stabilize laning phase, don't allow the clock to open up bot lane, don't allow the shaman to set up multiple kills into clinks. Like if you can get all these, factors that can go against you, stabilized, then yeah, the game should at least open up for you to make a statement in it. And yeah, so far 1K lead, 5 minutes in, looking pretty good. Yeah. I still think there's I think this is where it's like around 13 to 20 minutes when Noun should like really break open the game. Like even when Zeus hits level 6, for example, that's when the game could get really scary. But yeah, I think for now, we tick the box. Four Amigos, stable, good start, healthy start.
But Lelis, he's looking bottom here. They want to move on to the axe. There's going to be a toss back under the tower as well. Just the creep dies. Perfect timing for this play. Lelis coming in just to make sure he goes down, and Copy will scoop up the kill with the Thunder Gods.
All right, like I said about that Zeus level 6. All right, it's all gone terribly wrong now for Four Amigos. No, let's do some whiplash casting real quick.
yeah. Let's never commit to any of our own points and just constantly
there we go.
Reverse our own
just
analysis.
Flip flop around. No,
fun.
but yeah, they hit the 6. They Lelis, of course, goes down bot lane. I think Monkeys Forever, you could argue, a little bit too aggressive there on the X, right? Like, heroes are soon to hit higher levels. That supports can open up, and that is not the window in which you should be diving. Like maybe in previous patches when 6 to 7 minutes should have like a Vanguard, that just is not an item for the hero anymore. So you cannot be as cheeky of an offlaner in which you dive towers and skip waves so freely. In regards to net worth, yeah, all cores relatively even with their counterparts, and the farming shall continue.
Yeah, no massive discrepancy here. Like, sure, the axe died and lost a bit, but the centaur wasn't getting like a boatload from the top lane anyway. So
Lelis, he's going for the wisdom rune still.
Triple bracer build on the centaur as well. You love to see it.
Will Clock get the wisdom in the bot lane? Hold.
Oh, cogs come out. Oh, beautiful dead shot though from Roseanne. They're both chasing up, but the cogs continuously bashing back the Muerta, and that's going to allow Fly to get away with the thief. The thievery of the Wisdom Rune. Meanwhile, over the top side, Lars is going to grab his as well, and that one hurts. You need to make sure you're securing these Wisdom Runes. Now, a big XP advantage for the side of Nouns.
Yeah, it's going to hurt us. Shaman and Clock now higher level than the Axe, Mortar, and the Warlock, right? So both supports on Nouns are sitting incredibly high up, and level 6s on these heroes are fundamental. Chip down towers on Shaman or even set up big kills with the Clockwork. Double Wisdom Rune should give Nouns a little bit more life in the upcoming minutes, but, we'll see if they want to sit in the lane and get that 6, of course. They were 4.5 on both heroes.
Well, it's going to see Double King coming in here under the sentry, but just chooses to back away. Gunner as well, trying to get out because they know that RCY is coming. Hex comes out, Gunner Stampede already used, but it's looking a little bit awkward here as Copy comes in across as well. They want to bring down Double King right now. Gunner comes in, 2-man stomp, Double Edge is there, and the damage is in. Double King goes down, and they'll go towards RCY as well. They have to defend this stack here, and RCY is going to do exactly that, staying onto Gunner. Roseanne's in as well, and they will bring down that Centaur. Still, not a fantastic trade of heroes, but, this was a kind of forced play from Four Amigos, because if they did back away from that fight, then they were just going to lose out on that big stack. They need him. Roseanne takes a step too close towards Copy in the mid lane and does get run down by the Zeus.
And that entire time, right, Zeus had the regen rune, Tiny's not farming bottom. I think that is, as much as Four Amigos needed to defend their jungle area, that is just a net win to Nouns. And because of the reaction to top lane, TPs aren't available. Monkeys Forever still very aggressive in bot lane. Lelas fly, they have his number, they kill him off. And yeah, I think Nouns should be very happy with what's happening right now. Zeus maintaining top net worth the entire time. Tiny's now creeping up the leaderboard to get into a second spot. Four Amigos, they gotta be careful. Like, their laning phase, it was decent, right? Like, they didn't give away any cheap kills. The game felt pretty good, but just the early support moves from Nouns have. Again, we expect Nouns to be the aggressive team, and Four Amigos just haven't really respected that with where they've positioned themselves on the map. They're putting themselves a little bit too thin, and Nouns are exploiting it. Pick-off after pick-off. Setting up on mid as well. They don't have level 6 yet on the supports.
Observer on Fly is going to place it down to give them the vision, and Razan's going to be that target once again. They're trying to get their Muerta just a little bit of XP at the middle lane, but time and time again, she's just getting killed off here, and it's going to be another kill going at 2 Nouns in the middle lane. Copy just not letting anybody sit here. He's got that Phylactery, he's got the Arcane Rune. It's super difficult, especially when the supports come in to secure the kills, so... Another death for the Muerta, and they find another one. RCY is going to be the second. Look at the damage coming out from Copy here. I mean, the Zeus just does so much to the DK. He's not got the Thunder Gods available, but it's not going to be needed. Lightning Bolt comes down. Copy gets yet another kill. And RCY just really underestimating the power of this duo of the supports.
Yeah, they can't really do anything, right? Like, in the draft, my concerns was kind of about this situation here, right? Like, Muerta sits mid for XP. She dies. DK then comes mid. That's a blunder, and no one can really protect anything. Like, when Nouns want to make a move, 2 supports plus any core, that is a scary combination, and not to be the case at the moment. And now they're hook-shotting onto Monkeys Forever. Hopefully he heard that initiation, but bounce back.
There we go. There's the cog bounce. We finally see it. There's going to be another death for poor old Monkeys down on the bottom side. Having a tough time on this Axe, continually trying to be super aggressive with his lane cutting, but it's just ending up being easy kills, going the way of Nouns. Yuma getting a lot of gold from this Axe as well. You don't want to see a Tiny with a lot of gold on this patch.
No, you don't. And you kind of want to see an Axe with a lot of gold, and that just isn't the case. We are seeing some stacks made up, though. A little bit late, I'd argue. The stacks only started getting made around the 8 or so minute mark. This is kind of the natural play, though, right? For Axe players and stuff. Like, you don't often see Axe players playing behind like tier 2s, tier 1s. Previous patches you did. Nowadays it's like you play your lane, your pods 4 stacks jungle, and then you rush back to the jungle, farm these quad penta stacks or whatever, and then you're a beast. So I think there has been a little bit of disparity in what is the kind of competitive logic of farming patterns compared to maybe pub farming patterns. Of course, for Amigos, they're a fresher team made, and maybe that is kind of bleeding into how they're playing compared to the likes of Nouns. And yeah, it has hurt them just a little bit. 3k lead now as we hit the 12-minute mark. The Shaman and Clock are smoked up, hoping to find RCY. Of course, hookshot is available if Fly can find the angle.
Zeus a little low on mana, though. This might not be enough. Let's see.
Oh, it's Arcane Rune top.
Okay.
Whew.
Yeah.
I mean, every rune's pretty much gone the way of Zeus as well.
Never mind. And they also had arcanes on one of the supports to help out as well. So yeah, Copy is topped up, ready to go. And wow, look at the efficiency on that kill as well. He's like, nah, I don't really want to use any more spells. You know, that's mana. We want to save that. God, that's some efficient killing right there coming out from Nouns. You know it's bad when they can just be so casual about these kills. Four Amigos gonna make.
Who's gonna kill them? Like they're making moves, but like at what point do they go, "Oh, we need to be scared of this timing"? Right? There isn't a time for them to be scared of at all. RCY has got a Mage Slayer.
Lax ain't gonna be doing a whole lot. RCY, no Blink Dagger on him either. He's gone for the Mage Slayer instead, and these towers just starting to fall. Lelis ready to protect anybody that comes in here. Fly gonna play a little bit of football. Messi, nope, not today. And well, they will be able to kill off the pesky snakes, but not before they've almost taken down the middle tower. And they do get a dragon form out of it, which is likely going to do very little. I don't think they're going to be able to move aggressively with this dragon form at all. So just continues to be a bit of an efficiency win for Nouns, even though they don't really get anything substantial from it. And oh look, Gunner's found the stacks which they were making. He's going to gobble them up for himself, that greedy centaur. Double King's going to fire a couple of shots his way, but I'm not sure you want to be doing this play right now, buddy. The Thunder Gods comes down, the hook shot in from the sidelines. Fly brings him down. Double King, he's finished off. And again, where is that Golem? Where is the Muerto? Where is this anything to protect you? Blink Axe not online. Blink DK not online. It's just completely toothless right now, the Four Amigos draft.
If they use any of these spells and they don't net big kills, it's going to feel even worse, right? Like, these are the type of games that Golems will cooldown, go. It just snowballs so quickly. Lelas, he's trying to be a little bit cheeky. He does have Yuma behind him. Surely
this doesn't work out. They get the Wisdom Rune, and they're going to get a kill into Muerta as well. Oh, maybe not quite enough damage here. I was trying to finish off, can't quite do so, and Les going to come in with the shackles. There's everybody now coming in from the Four Amigos. They'll take down Yuma. They'll take down Lelis. This needed to be punished, and it was. And he just culled a chicken. Jesus.
Wait, it doesn't go on cooldown, so he could just cull 4 chickens.
He could just cull every chicken. I want to see that so bad.
I don't know if he has time though. Like with the animation, I'm gonna go. Yeah. He probably could get 2 chickens. Because the move speed is like I'm saying 2.
Yeah, they run away from you. If he gets lucky with the moves, he gets 3.
So if he's lucky, he needs Phase Boots, Windlace with a Blink Dagger. He can then get 2 chickens, Blink third chicken, 3 dunks, very satisfying. Yep. That's what we're looking for in this game.
It is. That's all that Monkeys is should be thinking about right now as well.
Yeah, or buying BKB and enabling his team through his aggressive positioning after the Blink Dagger, of course. The first thing, okay, no worries.
I was wondering who is the non-amigo on the Four Amigos, because they're basically saying one of these guys ain't their friend.
Well, there's 4 Americans and a Canadian, so that could
yeah,
could be that.
Well, Albino Zebra just killed off.
The 4 Americans have Liquipedia pages, and the Canadian doesn't. So,
not looking good.
Not looking very good.
Hold up. To be fair, though, this has been the Clink's dying, and just nobody coming to help him. So maybe Double King is the non-amigo. Dying in the jungle.
Maybe that's the whole Qualifiers is for. They're gonna play a best of 3, maybe 2, maybe more if they put together a run, and they'll find out. This
exactly.
Like, either way, they are scanning up bot lane. No Monkeys Forever's here. The Blink is coming out on Courier, but if Leles, if he can find him, they are going to find him.
He's dead. Roseanne's come in on this one, but I don't think she really wants to mess with these guys right now. Anyway, I've got a more important mission. I'm trying to find the Elfrenda. It's like a game of Where's Wally.
The current state of Dota dictates that you need to be able to create these little combinations of aggression, right? And just 4 Amigos aren't able to do that. Like, look at Fly. A position 5 in the mid lane is getting jumped by a DK plus a Warlock. Absolute 0 kill threat. He then walks off, and that's it. Like, that is unfortunately not the way to be in a good position in competitive games at the moment. And yeah, 4 Amigos are feeling the repercussions of their draft. Time is their only friend now. They need to skip as many waves, and they're actually going to smoke up. They're going to try and give it a go. The Blink on Axe, like, this is their make or break moment. If they win the fight, sure, more life. If they don't, this game will just fall apart.
Thunder Gods comes down though, cancels a blink from Monkeys Forever. He's trying to close the gap, but there's a haste rune on the Zeus even. Everything going wrong right now for the side of Four Amigos, and now the cogs come through. Okay, they'll get themselves a kill onto Fly, sure, but anything else, not gonna happen. Everybody else is gone. Gunner still hanging around a little bit. He's got no TP, the naughty boy, but will be able to make himself scarce. So yeah, not really the blink reveal you're looking for there.
He just wanted so much more, but of course, Copy he respects the positioning, right? Instantly throws down the ultimate, knows the aggression is coming, and once you see everything, it's like perfect. All right, disengage to the south. I think Fly was trying to play his limits a little bit there, right? Like if he's able to cogs combo break and maybe open up a little bit more, but yeah, sacrifices himself just to ensure nothing else is lost. 5k lead now. But Four Amigos, they've got some life in them, right? They've crossed the river. The Desolator picked up on Clinks. Even with the shard as well, with the burning barrage, like he does a lot of damage. They just need to create that opportunity, like the one call, the one golem, the one dragon tail on a hero, and they can kill him. But I'm so skeptical.
I still haven't found the Elfrender. Where is it? It's a tricky game, T.
There are already 5 heroes running around together.
Find it.
Like 18 minutes, they're just holding each other's hands. Through loss, they are becoming 5 friends. Just having to spend so much time together.
Maybe they'll change their name after this one. Let's see. The force back on the center. Okay, cancels a blink, and they have found Fly once again, but they're willing to commit to this on Nouns. The damage coming back in the other way. They've already lost Fly. Gunner is low. He takes down Monkey's Forever before he dies, but die he shall. And it's a double kill for Double King as he holds the high ground on the Clinks.
Okay. The recipe for success has just come into Four Amigos' life, you know? Like, they're like, oh, wait, okay, there it is, right? They hold the defensive position as 5. Nouns poorly initiate. They throw everything in. You use the golem, get the kill. Now they go in Roshan. Like, okay, I can see there's like, but I mean, they're not going Roshan. Oh, no. I was hoping they were going to go real rapid on the map there, but not
they
to be the
want
case.
More charges on the Desolator. More kills for the Double King. Oh, he's shown himself. I'm not sure he realized that Copy and Lelis were nearby. Yuma's in the neighborhood as well. The Thunder Gods comes down. They see them. Nice dead shot there from Roseanne. Might just get them out of this situation.
It's kind of an awkward, like 50-50, right?
Either.
It's like after that play, you either instant go Roshan with Desolator, but then you're kind of not respecting Clockwork or Zeus or Tiny, any of these heroes, right? But then you're hoping to like sneak it away from them, or you go through Twin Gate and try and get another quick kill. They opted for the second option. The first option easily could have ruined their game, or it could have been like this insane play. Like, I don't know, it's such a volatile option that in the moment you need everyone to believe in the play, right? And maybe it could have worked out, maybe it couldn't. Alas, they didn't go for it. They continued. But I think for Nouns at least, it's like this game feels so comfortable for them. They just need to respect that whilst they're farming towards the tankier route their heroes go, like the Shroud for Centaur, the BKB for Tiny, if they do throw themselves into grouping positions, they can fall. Like, we've yet to really see a golem, and that was the first golem, they win the fight. But alas, after all of that, poor old Warlock, golem's on cooldown. What's going to happen? Take the big objective. Nouns now go to Roshan. Hence why I was so kind of excited at the prospect of maybe Four Amigos going it for themselves. And
yeah, it would have been a big sneak. Like, it's probably not the thing which... Actually, it probably does enable their game quite a lot, but taken away from Nouns is big as well. But yeah, Yuma now has Shadow Blade, Aegis, Echo Saber. My goodness. I mean, I think I kind of disagree on the BKB. What do you think? I kind of wanted to see the Sanjin Yasha on the Tiny, which has kind of been the more popular build. Why do you think he's going for the BKB instead?
there's a lot of, nuisance stuff on the floor, right? You've got the calling, you've then got the upheaval slows, you've got fatal bonds, and there's just a lot of mess to play around with, and I don't mind it. He needs to also potentially be a frontliner to hit buildings. It's him plus Serpent Wards, so being able to not rely on his teammates to help him out. Like if he gets jumped post Dragon Tail or post calls, like I press that BKB, it's like I've now got life to my fight, so not opposed to it.
Well, middle lane, Fly and Gunner could make themselves an option here. Double King is looking nearby, but he's not going to be finding.
don't.
Team
They haven't
smoked
spoken
up.
back, right?
The entirety of Nouns are here as well. They're missing one hero. Zeus back in the base, and they jump forward here onto Monkeys Forever. Hookshot coming through. They want to bring down the Waller before he gets off the golem, and he does go down. Fly dies as well. Double King standing and delivering from the low ground. Not getting a ton of damage off here as RCY and Gunner just kind of playing around with each other a little bit. RCY backs himself off, gets a blink away. Monkey's still waiting on the sidelines, looking for the initiation. Uh-oh, double damage rune picked up now from Yuma. That's an unfortunate timing for the four amigos. So they will back themselves away from this engagement. At least they saw it, I guess.
Yeah, four amigos struggling there a little bit with their positioning. They put themselves, walking up into the high ground area. The Warlock was kind of leading the charge, unable to get the golem off. And there is a timeline where maybe if they were able to connect a little bit better on the spells, the fight could have looked good, but not to be the case. But everything is available. I think if they are able to kind of find their entry, I have hope for the team fight. It's just they have one team fight to win, right? It's like if they don't win the main fight with the Warlock and his toolkit, Nouns will probably just shrug it off, reset, regen their resources, and kind of straight back at it. Dragon Knight close to his BKB. That will enable just to fight just a little bit more. And Monkeys Forever very close to the Shroud. So all core and four amigos are getting to a point where they themselves can at least survive some of this immense damage and Nouns are doing. And yeah, now we see the smoke from them. They have the Aegis. They've kind of eaten through about half of it without any major kind of aggressive moves. And off they go. But they are bringing the courier out on Zeus while smoked. So the vision from four amigos has fully revealed where they are positioned. So this is kind of like a fake smoke now, because Copy did just again use his courier through the entire dire jungle.
Do you sound like you got a bit of a bit of an issue with that one?
No. It was more like I'm just bringing light, light to the viewer. It's like it's.
I see.
I mean, he also, to be fair, he completed a tiara and a vit booster. Like he didn't complete a big item, so I would argue that maybe not bringing the courier out
not worthwhile.
Shouldn't have really been a main focus, but
but
not as important.
Jumping here onto Yuma right now. I mean, this is your Aegis BKB Tiny. He doesn't really give a damn too much, and the snakes, well, they're going to do the damage to the tower, inevitably get caught down here. I just realized the value of this Muerta pick, which she hasn't even put a value point in Gunslinger, which is just, you're playing against snakes and cogs. You could kill both of them in one shot. Sorry, that's kind of pointless. Anyway, jump in the middle lanes. They're going to try and just bring down Albino Zebra, but he's going to die and buy back into the game, try to TP in on the middle tower. Monkeys looking for the jump, not really finding it right now. Yuma getting very low here. Should not be losing his first life. He's paviced up. He's good to go. And they just get him out of dodge. Another kind of struggling to really kind of bring these heroes down. But in all fairness to four amigos, they're also playing into Aegis. They're not losing the fights as such. So yeah, just trying to find that opening, being very patient with it.
I think Zebra just needs to be a little bit more careful, right? The fact that the last two fights that four amigos are taking into an Aegis, he's the one getting picked off first, is never the recipe for success. And I think to what you're saying though, it's still kind of net okay. The fact that they have been able to at least keep Brax alive during this Aegis into the threat of a Tiny plus a Shadow Shaman. But the fight construct is, still a little bit lacking there for four amigos. Item-wise, we have the Solar Crest soon complete for Fly, Shiva's soon complete on the Centaur.
Wowee.
Some big items coming out. Of course, Shaman has the gem as well. So anywhere they move together, they will be able to just, occupy that area very cleanly.
Yeah, clean, I think, is the word. Nouns just not really giving up a whole lot. Sure, they had that one messy, kind of scrappy fight for the Wisdom Rune, but is this the opportunity here? Hookshot comes in. They're just going for the Muerta. I mean, it's not the highest value target. And actually, been able to survive through it and get off the Pierce the Veil. And now just lays down onto the Centaur. Centaur will die. Roseanne goes down with him, though. As Gunner and Roseanne, both the ones to drop. Copy. Got to be a little bit careful here. RCY is coming in. He's got the Dragon Tail. Bounced back by Fly at the last second, though. He's going to have to pop the BKB. He needs to finish this job here. But the rest of the team, they're not really behind him right now. So Copy could just jump up to the high ground on the Zeus. Gets away. Gunner coming back from the dead. Jumps in onto the Warlock once again. Warlock's going to be that target. Can't keep up with his team. Left behind. Left for dead. And Nance, one more kill they're going their way as Fly does die to Double King. Monkeys Forever and Double King just trying to make some sort of play, trying to make something out of this. But it looks like Monkeys at least is going to go down. Pink's coming out. They know where Double King is. Copy sniffs it out, blows him up. Another hero dead. 3 out of the game for Amigos. The aggressive play once again just does not go their way.
It all started by you kill off the centaur, you have that lease of life into your lineup, you chase down your opponent, but then Gunnar, he doesn't care. He uses that buyback, he has the stampede. He was pretty close to Shivas, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna focus on the fight, and I feel pretty bad for Monkeys Forever in that fight as well. Like he jumps in to go for a clock kill as well at the very end, but the battery assault prevents his call, so then Fly can then walk out with the facet, with the cogs having that gaps for the clock to disengage and leave his own cogs quite freely. Pretty much gave him life. If that was a patch ago, 2 patches ago, sorry, that clock's dead. But yeah, it's a struggle for 4Amigos, and it feels like that has been the entire game. They are trying to find opportunities, but it's such an uphill battle the entire time that Nouns, they can make mistakes, but they're able to.
RCY in some trouble. Yuma and Gunnar on top of him right now. And between them, they might just have enough damage to bring him down. RCY trying to get away. Not going to happen, though. They will finish the job. Yuma and Gunnar, between the two of them, have more than enough damage to kill off a DK. Hookshot in now from Flies, looking for the +1. Monkeys jumps in, though, but doesn't commit with the call, so Flies actually going to get himself away. Throws a couple of cogs back towards Monkeys and Double King. Cool comes out, trying to drag the Centaur out of position, but Gunners doesn't care. He's happy to be out of position. Toss back now onto the axe. Oh no, they get caught out. Down he goes. Double King trying to do some damage in the high ground, but the blade mail from Gunnar way too much for the Clinks to handle. He has to back himself away. Albino Zebra is going to take a tree to the face. That'll bring him down. Luckily, his courier very well positioned to rescue the gem, but all the while, their buildings are starting to fall.
Midway's getting skipped, top's getting pressured. 2 heroes dead for nearly 20-30 seconds. They can't defend this. Sure, they're going to get an next
side as well from Lelis. Utilizing the Shaman excellently. They will get the fortify back from these melee barracks, don't forget, but so much damage has been dealt already. Both
you have to change to
fallen.
The change to fortification as well is pretty comedic, because now that it resets on the melee racks, you have these instances where teams take tier 3, but rather than taking they're trying to take the melee racks, they'll poke your tier 4s. If they have 15k lead, this is probably more a pub thing than a pro thing, but it's just that the aggression of, wait a second, I don't want to reset Glyph here because I can't take racks, so let me just take a 1 tier 4 maybe. Let me take a half a tier 4 and just really upset you. I'm excited to see if any pro team ever does that, where it's they know they can't take the racks in time, so they'll just, break down a tower for base progression. And of course, not seeing it here, they do have plenty of tower building damage to take the racks very quickly. 4Amigos, they are smoked up together.
Some crazy backdoor potential as well. If you're, well, not backdoor potential, but comeback potential in any of those games which go 70 minutes and you just have overwhelming damage, you can suddenly actually just go for the jugular as long as all the teams are dead.
100%, yeah. When you're a team behind, comeback aggression is so insane. It's you take 1 tier 3 or tier 4, tier 3, sorry, and it's well, there's no protection. There's nothing. You
can just go win.
There's no safety net for the team that has maybe blundered their lead. And again, there's the variation that we're talking about. It will be very exciting.
Oh my god! 4Amigos dared to leave their base for 10 seconds, and Yuma has killed a tower and half health the barrack. I mean, this is tiny as he's always been, but it always doesn't matter how long I've been watching Dota. It's always like that. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's what that hero does.
Thank God teams aren't picking IO yet. I don't want to see the IO relocate tiny shenanigans. Oh, Mert is dead.
Yeah. Tiny, trying to get a bit of cleave damage out onto him. Doesn't work like that, unfortunately. You cannot take physical damage inside Pierce the Veil form, but gotta try it, lab it out. As the hookshot comes in onto 2, beautifully done. Now flying away on Fly with the jetpack. Very poetic here as they finish off Monkeys Forever. Moving forward here onto RCY. It's a big dragon. It's a scary dragon. It's a dead dragon down on the bottom side. Yuma gets another one. Double King doing his best to bring down the Zeus. He's not even going to find the Zeus. The foul play comes through and it keeps him alive. No way. Lelis, he gets him out. And that's going to be 5 heroes dead and game over. GG it's called. Monkeys calls it. And that is going to be game 1 going to Nouns.
Oh, even a pause as well. No, yeah, it's
from the Zeus. Probably pressing the enter button, but missed.
Pretty clean game overall for Nouns. I think there was a couple maybe moments where it's against a stronger team, a team with more practice, you could argue there was moments where Nouns might have struggled, but overall, it's incredibly good there from Nouns. Very, very strong showing, and kind of again what we expected.
Yeah, very much, very much. I mean, there was a chance of one death on the Zeus there at the very end, but no, he survives it, which makes him 6-0, and it means the Zeus gets out of the way. And yeah, 10-1 on Yuma as well. Some very nice stats though. I don't know, like it's for Amigos. You know, clearly they're outclassed in this matchup here. It's to be expected. Nouns are just an excellent team, but yeah, there was some promising moments. Like the start of their lanes looked okay. It's just when that team play sort of came into it, Nouns really started to pull ahead and show us, you know, like their ideas were just like a bit better formed. You know, clearly just the more experienced team in the situation. So yeah, back to the
Yeah.
drawing board for Four Amigos. You know, see what else they can cook up in this one, and see if they can pull out something new for the second game, because this one didn't really look super good from them. I mean, some good moments were punishing the bounty rune for them when we saw that Yuma, and I think it was Yuma and Fly, went for the wisdom rune, which was sort of unhinged, and that did get punished appropriately.
Sure.
So you know, good that they were able to kind of capitalize on mistakes even in that situation.
I don't like to say it too often, but this is one of those games where, like, after 3 picks of the draft, I was like, the team that is the underdog has also drafted themselves in position of needing to be like a TI winning team to make this draft look insane, right? Like they put themselves in such a difficult position. Like every core needed to farm, every core needed other people to do well to feel good themselves. Then they also had supports that couldn't really make crazy moves. So it's like 5 heroes that basically just plant themselves into the map and do nothing for like half an hour, and then they're insane, right? And that is not the way I think to play Dota at this current stage. You need to be aggressive. You need to have little combinations the entire time, like the 7-minute fights, the 10-minute river runes, etc. Like all these little moments that you need overlapping aggression the entire time. And now they have that, right? It's like Shaman plus Centaur or Zeus plus anyone, Tiny with Clockwork. Like there's so much natural aggression that they can make moves or farm. They don't care. But for Amigos, it's like I look at their draft, it's like it's only farm. If you get picked off, you farm more, right? Like if Axe gets Blink Blade Mail, what do you do in this game? You go call someone, like who are you playing with? DK doesn't do damage early on, he chips people down. Blinks doesn't do damage early on, he needs like 2 or 3 items. Murta, she controls people, she doesn't really do the damage herself. So it's like everything about Four Amigos game 1 draft was uncomfortable to look at, and in play it also came to light as well. So I think if they want to be competitive in this series, in this tournament, they need to try and pick heroes that give themselves more just viability throughout the entire game, because this, unfortunately, 3 picks deep, if I'm kind of seeing how awkward and static it is, there is no way Nouns, a team that has international experience, is not also just having the same read and punishing it in draft. So yeah, I think Four Amigos, less about play now. It's just they need a good draft. They just need a playable draft, because this game 1, it just wasn't it, boys.
Yeah, I think the crux of the matter is like the Muerta Warlock support duo as well. Like it's a tough one. It's going to be really tough for you to kind of play the map and really get anything done with those two. So hopefully they come to game number 2 with some fresh ideas. But I do believe we have a break available, so we're going to be taking a few minutes out as we get reset and get ready for game number 2 between Nouns and Four Amigos here at the Red Masters Esports World Cup qualifiers for the NA region. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Howdy, friends, and welcome back to the NA qualifiers for the Esports World Cup, the Riyadh Masters. It's Four Amigos versus Nouns, game at number 2 on the cards here. My name is Noman, I drop by T Governor as we get into the second matchup here between these two teams, both with excellent logos. I mean, one thing I do want to say for Nouns is that I do dig the Nouns kind of like a vibe. I think the sunglasses are simple and cool, and something you can kind of just like, it's like a throwaway thing. You get like a gimmick you can just throw out there, so I kind of appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Sure. I mean, what do you want me to go off for that?
I actually have like a ton of like Noun stuff around here. Maybe I should get that out for
There we go.
potential
Yeah, I
game
mean,
3, but
I think
seems
what
unlikely.
you're describing though is like it's important for teams to have like a potential, legacy around the name, right? Like when you say a name,
Yeah,
like
identity.
if you disregard like the backing of organizations and blah blah all this stuff, like when you think of a name, it's like Nouns has the potential of being like that team where it's like it's easy to say, it's reproducible, it has like the branding around it, like it has the recipe for being a team that in years to come you're like, I remember Nouns back in the day. Like it does have that ring to it. So some teams, unfortunately, their names don't have the same, weight to it potentially. The potential weight, of course. I'm not saying Nouns have incredible weight at the moment, but they've got the chance. And who else has the chance is Four Amigos to improve drastically coming into game 2. Because I have looked at the bracket. Spoilers, if you do not want to know about the other best of 3,
if you are saving the other series to watch on repeat later,
if you're savoring it, yes, then please mute for 10 seconds. Shopify.
You always do this, and I don't think anybody I don't know anybody that like watches qualifiers like.
Yep, I know. But what happens, mate, if that one guy does it, right? What if I bleat out? Let's go. Wait, Shopify won game 1. I forgot I gave him a 10-second window. So if I didn't say it in the 10-second window, then unmute and hear me.
What the hell, dude?
But anyway, back to the point. It's like if I was to like spoil the other series, like what if there is like that one fan, that two fans? Like the point is, I don't want to ruin that one person's day, even if 99% of the people don't care and they like absorbing the content as fast as it comes. I don't want to ruin that one guy's day. That's not my job. I want to make everyone, as many people as possible, happy. Of course, I can't make everyone happy, but
So it's gonna be your downfall, But when you say that, there's also like two people who are like, why is he doing that? No one even does that. We're stupid. So you say that the people, their
fine.
opinion
I'll do
is
it to another
less
region
valuable.
then. Wait, I'll do it to another region. Hold up. Navi beat 1 win. Ha, gotcha, boys.
Well, I was gonna watch that later. T. Come on, man.
Yeah, see, wrecked.
All right. We got some bans. Do we care about bans? Kind of. I like talking about these heroes which people view as strong right now.
Storm's needs a nerf. That's all I'm saying.
Storm's stupid.
Please.
Man. I'm so done with this hero already.
Yeah, like when I was looking through the notes and stuff, I'm like, wait a second. Bossman just gets a bloodstone for free? What the? Like that? Yeah, it's insane. Like
a
the
bloodstone
fact that
for free and like undodgeable static remnants who just fly at you. You're laning mid. You're like, what? What do I do?
Yeah.
Like, how do you actually expect me to dodge these? You don't. You just get hit. It's stupid. I don't like it. I just go jungle when I play that guy in Storm. I'll take my 2 levels. I'll just leave.
Like the whole like the Bulba meme, right? Like maybe that was the thing. It's like, oh no, we need some legacy players at TI. How do we get there? Okay, let's just do one big buff for Storm, and we'll see if that NA team can get the big tournaments.
They pushed it too far though. They pushed it too far, and now you're sitting with the always banned. They're never gonna get to play it.
That's true.
Chen's still crazy. I don't know why they didn't buff. Why they buffed Chen? They basically buffed Chen.
Okay.
They gave him like some small nuts. They're like, oh yeah, but we're gonna get like the one kind of like 1 minute 30 at the start of the game where he was kind of trash before because no creeps had spawned. Yeah, don't need to worry about that anymore. You just get a creep for free. Don't worry, buddy.
All right, you are forgetting the fact that the HP of the creeps did get nerfed so much that in the A patch they also got a little bit buffed because of the creeps being lower HP. Like I think you don't care. Fair enough. Like he also got reduced gold on his conversions to scale up. Like I think the hero is, if you have to go from previous to current, he is on paper
gold when he
nerfed.
takes the creeps though. They'd get him gold anyway. It's like Enchantress.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen it just removed. I don't think I needed to see it scaled. I think just removed is just better. But alas, each themselves. But no, I think that the hero did get a lot of nerfs, but also some buffs in regards to like spawning the creep and being able to dictate what type of Chen he wants to be. Unfortunately, in Dota, there will always be concepts that are extremely powerful, and heroes utilizing the jungle in a aggressive manner will always be at the forefront. Heroes with repositioning will be at the forefront. Heroes with global map play in some capacity will be at the forefront. Like, these are just concepts that through good and bad patches, they will have ways to sneak their way through, right? So yeah, just Chen is the hero. You either over buff him and he becomes OP, you nerf him and he's literally unplayable, right? Like, I think there is always going to be a state where if he's any way, shape, or form playable, he will be picked just because of like the main points I was mentioning.
Like Io, like
Yeah, Io is
very similar.
also a hero.
He's kind of in a good place right now. I don't mind
Yeah,
Io right now.
no, Io for sure will be a. I think he's in position of being like an iconic hero at at the Esports World Cup, at any of the other tournaments that we're going to see throughout the year. Like, he is, and that's a hero that you want to see on the main stage. That is your playoffs. When a good team gets their hand on IO, like pushing everyone forward. Now that you have like the Team Fortress facet options, where it's like offense, defense, IO, like that is. It will be very exciting to see. Like, when the draft concludes, like they're going for the offensive IO. Watch out! It's like it's very screamingly obvious like what type of game is going to be brought
Have
to
you
you
seen much of that,
based on
though?
the IO
'Cause
facet.
when I saw that, I immediately went, no one is taking the non-damage one, just because the damage one helps you farm so much better, and that's what you want an IO for. You don't want an IO which is making
Yeah.
you tankier in the jungle. That just seems pointless.
No, I agree. I think the Kritzkrieg, the damage one, which gives you spell amp and attack speed, is 9 times out of 10 probably going to be the play. But it just takes that one player to have that one read in a game where it's like, if I just get 25% magic resistance, maybe this hero is unkillable. It's like, that's the type of stuff that in game one we were talking about Facets having that kind of leverage on heroes. Like, that's kind of what I expect to see, right? It's like it takes one player, one game to go for the unconventional, and no one's ready for. Wait, this combo is insane, but we're getting a little bit carried away. Draft wise, we have into the second phase now with the clock and the weaver. And
I want to say, by the
again, I
way,
think aggression is key.
if Fly ever does get a kill with the cogs, like some clutch cog kick, kill shot, finish off thing, then I think it's our duty as British commentators of any game to scream goal if that ever does come down. So I
Sure,
just
yeah,
want to
no worries.
put that
We
one
can do
out
that.
there. That's important. A legacy. Ooh, Ogamachi. All right. And Clinks once again. I mean, the Clinks was relatively successful last game. 5-5-5 was his KDA at the end. Sure, he had some clumsy deaths, and I feel like if he didn't have those clumsy deaths, then he actually would have had a pretty good game and would have been an issue for Nance to have to deal with. But yeah, he's going to give it another go, run it back, and he's got a much better support duo to it with this game as well. These guys can actually get up to the front of the fight and do something and lock heroes down for him and give him information, which the other two could not.
Lanes, yeah, like you said, should be a bit better. I'm intrigued to know if Nouns are going to flex the Weaver in any capacity here, because I've been seeing a lot of support Weaver in position 4 shine through. You get XP from your Swarm, you play a lot of active moves, you kind of just keep scaling into the game from that role. Of course, you can buy Vessel, Yules, and Ags. Like, pretty much any item you need for the game, Weaver will be able to farm a couple cheap items to get there, and I don't think they can overreact to this Weaver due to that. And Blada, a hero that is still very, very strong from 7.35 to 7.36. He hasn't really been hit too heavily with the nerfs, and yeah, Nouns they are keep it relatively open, having like kind of double position 4/carry flexes here. And as much as four amigos have the foundation of a good laning lineup, they still don't. They need to kind of now piece the draft together, right? Like, they need like the Mars or the Kunkka type hero that goes, all right, this is where we're taking our fight. Willow can get her brambles off, plus her realm or her right clicks. Ogre can bloodlust a hero and contain the fight as well. Like, they need that, just that cohesive hero now to bring it. Because now, if they get to leave lanes with any confidence, like 14, 15 minutes once again, a blink on Slada, and off they go. It's just going to be kill after kill, constant map pressure.
Yeah, and that's always a big fear. You got to make sure that you don't let these guys snowball out of control and just take things over. But it can go either way at this point. Like, both are very snowbally drafts. And next pick from Four Amigos, it's gonna be the Axe. Okay, there's your initiation. There's your blink timing once again. Sure, it's the same as last game, but yeah, should make sense. I feel like you kind of have to go Blade Mail first on Axe. So we are going to see a slightly slower timing on the blink, and I just pray, I hope and pray that we get something different at mid this time. Give me a spirit, give me a something. I also want to see RCY play some Dota as well, because this guy's got some pop-off potential in the right situations. But it's going to be second to last pick for him, so not knowing a mid matchup can be kind of scary.
Hmm.
So Zeus
If
is
anything,
gone from last game, as is the Storm Spirit as well. So looking at
yeah,
new
I need a
picks.
minute to ponder on this. Like when they picked the axe, I was like, okay, hold on, let's dissect this properly real quick. And I think our issues from game one was the lanes weren't as strong in how they want to make moves. I think they still have the same issue in this game, where post lanes the cores don't naturally go, hey, I've had 8 minutes of farm, let me go, create some chaos. They are still to the same nature, but this time the ogre enables the clinks. You'd like to think a lot more. The willow brings axe into an aggressively. Wait, that was double aggressive. I was gonna say an aggressively
Whoa,
aggressive hero. That
very
was
aggressive,
terrible
aggressively
English.
aggressive situation for
Wow.
them.
Ooh,
Let's hope
he's
that
gonna be
Naz
like a
can
double
counter with a
double A
defensively
offlaner.
defensive posture.
Yes, there's so many iterations of this, and I apologize for the poor English, but yeah, it's my first language. But anyway, I think like the willow and the axe, they could like the foundation is win lanes, and I am worried that like that is their only option. If they don't win lanes, same issue as game one. So this mid laner needs to be that pop off hero. So I love the bans from now, like the Puck, the Leshrac. These are heroes that go to a side lane that is already set up for relative success and makes them overwhelmingly good. I think, like for example, actually Zeus is already first phase banned from Four Amigos, but that would have been the hero that I would have been leaning at right now. So if you lose this, potentially Keeper Light could be that hero. But no, they go for the Earth Spirit.
Yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I really wanted. I was ready for this pick. It's just a playmaker. It gets out, it gets stuff done. Goes and fights. I'm into it. This is brawling. Like yeah, okay. If your fights don't go well, we've seen our spirits absolutely suck, get nothing done, and be useless. And sure, that's going to happen if your rotations don't come through. But it's something which you can play the game at any point. You're going to get your nice timing on your spirit vessel. Starts pressure early on. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, it's when I see the hero, it does create the opportunities that I was mentioning. It can be a hero that if you don't get the correct rotations, it can be a bit awkward. But I think at least it goes down the avenue of should be good. My one concern is what happens if like Slardar goes mid, Weaver or Muerta is your carry, new offlane gets picked. Now you have like Slardar versus Earth Spirit mid with an offlane pick to conclude Noun's draft. Like that could be a little bit of flex that hurts for Amigos. And you never really enjoy playing any melee hero into Slardar. So that is just one thing to think about in the last 20 seconds that Nouns have available to them.
Let's see. Is there anything they can get which can really, really bully in this middle lane?
I think like if they want to go Mars off lane, put Slardar mid, I think that really helps bring the draft. But also, yeah, we'll see. Hold on, what do they go for? Ooh, they go for an OD. Okay.
All right.
So it's going to be Yuma on Weaver. Okay.
Weaver. Yeah, okay.
That's also kind of like a statement pick as well, by the way. Pick like actively letting your carry go onto the Weaver into an axe, like, into a Willow as well. Like we've seen throughout previous tournaments, like the effectiveness of Dark Willow, the Bramble against the Weaver. Like sure you got Sakuchi, but navigating through the Brambles is always a little bit difficult. You might get clipped by one. The blink cool on a Weaver until you have maybe like Sanjash or a couple items, you will fall off potentially and die early on. So I think now they're really going, you know what, we don't respect your axe that much. We want, Copy to play his hero because again to an Earth Spirit, he's gonna have a free lane into an axe in early game. If he has good positioning, he's gonna disrupt any of these cool combinations. So I like the confidence from Nouns here. It really is a draft of just go toe for toe in laning phase and then bring that into the game, and we'll see if Four Amigos can do it because if their lanes don't go well, it's gonna repeat of the last game. Farm.
Yeah, it'll be scary. Yeah, regarding like the Weaver Muerta choice that they had on Nouns as well, I think Moito really struggles against Axe, especially because if he jumps you with, if you pop Pierce the Veil and then you get jumped by an Axe and called with Blade Mail, you are 100% dead. Like, it's not survivable. So same thing with the Weaver though. Like, again, as you said, it's a bit of a statement. It's a bit of a risky pick from Yuma. He's got to play this game really well to not get caught out by the Axe, by the Earth Spirit, by the Willow. There's a lot of stuff to scare you this game. So yeah, Yuma's going to have to hit a few items before he really start joining fights. I think even if he wins the lane, it's still going to be important that he gets himself to the position where he's got like other ways to play out of the fights. You know, I want to see like a Manta or a BKB or something on him first before he starts properly joining fights in earnest, rather than just kind of jumping into the back lines and picking someone up. So, yeah, going to be an interesting game to watch from Yuma. Should be a bit of a showcase on, you know, how to play a Weaver into this matchup, because otherwise it's going to be scary. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this OD does. Do you think it's just going to destroy mid?
Yeah, I think it's gonna, free farm mid lane. You're not really gonna die unless you get kicked on the tower and put yourself in a bad position. In the game as well, this OD now has such a massive target on his back, which is like the Axe wants to jump the Weaver, but now it's like, okay, I can't just simply jump the Weaver. I have to think about the OD. So now the Axe Weaver matchup doesn't feel as good. But then Axe jumping through into that whilst there's a clock in the game as well. It's like there's so much pressure on Monkeys to find that initiation, or Earth Spirit to get it as well, that I think this OD, it is quite a beautiful pick in essence of what they're playing into. And I want Nouns to showcase how confident they are with this type of pick, because like if they can do this type of drafting, it is going to be exciting for them against potentially Shopify in the next round, like having that little bit of confidence against certain matchups and stuff. But it is going to be a banging OD game, and I am excited to see if a copy can just showcase what the hero can do in these types of matchups.
Yeah, I think the hero is pretty crazy now, especially with Overwhelming Devourer. Gives you this kind of like extra layer of tankiness. So it's pretty crazy, honestly. Like they've really kind of crafted something with this OD hero, which you just don't see that often. But when it gets the right game for it, and you can kind of just be this weird kind of right-clicking tank on the front lines, who's also, I don't know. It's a super weird hero. They've come up with some crazy ideas for it, but yeah, in the right situation, it just is super hard to play into. So, Foray once again being challenged on the bounty rooms. This time though, it's going to go 2 for 2 as Monkey's running it away. Being chased by Fly and Yuma here though, but they're going to be backed up by Roseanne. And not sure how this level 1 really works out. These cogs are so annoying. Fly is looking for another one. Roseanne kills it in time though. As down to the bottom side, Gunnar and Lelis are getting very, very aggressive with the blocks here, trying to mess up the creep aggro and just give themselves a free lane by the looks of it. Will they be able to do so? Well, not without Gunnar losing about 50% of his HP, but look at how far under the tower it is. Like, this is absolutely going to be a messed up lane for the four amigos.
Yeah, and Ogre, he went for the learning curve facet, which means he doesn't actually have any spells yet, but once he hits level 2, he'll then probably go for 2 points ignite, 1 point fire blast, get him a little bit more pressure. And I personally am yet to see a lot of Ogre and pro play, but I'm intrigued to know if anyone entertains the hero more, just because like if you get level 5 and you already have multicast, 3 points in ignite or fire blast, like that is a lot of pressure you can bring to any lane that you're in. And
yeah,
of course, if there's no dispels, then it is something. And we do see that in bot lane already.
Yeah,
getting a lot of pressure.
I was wondering about this. Double King actually stayed out of XP range for the wave that was under tower to make sure Albina Zebra hits his level 2 early, which he's now getting hit pretty hard actually back under the tower. But the creeps are alive, so you can continue the harassment coming. But yeah, that was really weird. Like Double King literally just traded an entire wave of XP to and last hits. He obviously didn't get last hits. He's not in XP range either. That's sort of crazy.
It's extremely valuable. I actually like the concept of, because of how strong Ogre could be. Like imagine one wave or 2 waves of creeps and suddenly you're level 3, right? It's like in essence, right? Of course you're level 2, but for Ogre you're 3. And that alone is insane to think about. So I think some teams will think, oh, okay, maybe the carry can sacrifice himself for 30, 45 seconds just to bring that more. But this time around, look at 4 Amigos, the adjustment they're making in top lane. Willow already making stacks at the 2-minute mark. In the previous game, it was like minute 7, minute 8, the stacks were being generated. So already you can see 4 Amigos kind of recalibrating themselves a little bit in regards to what they want to do, and ensuring that they can maybe enter the game with a little bit more confidence than they did the last one. Because so far, Nouns, pretty much in all 3 lanes, they're looking healthy, right? Double CS in their mid and carry. soon to be offlane as well.
Straight
Even getting a
through
kill on
gold.
the Willow, yeah.
Yeah, they will bring down Yuma and Fly. If you get too close to this clockwork, that's just gonna happen. I'm very surprised at RCY being able to actually have a lane here at mid. He's going toe for toe for Coffee quite comfortably. He's going to hit his level 5 at a reasonable timing, and from that point on, like, it's kind of just free for us Spirits. So yeah, Coffee not really laying the smackdown I was expecting, at least not so far.
It also doesn't help that the lanes have been so pushed in the favor of Nouns, where like top lane, it's kind of deep relatively down the kind of Dire side, so they have that chase down potential. On bot lane, it's like always in front of the Dire tower, so you never get to utilize the chase down of a Clink's right click and everything. And yeah, I'd argue lane setups have just favored them quite nicely. And mid lane, we are seeing OD not drastically pull ahead yet, but at least you can see the motions slowly forming.
RCY goes
Nice
very aggressive
fortification.
here, but the fortification is out to make sure the Copy doesn't take any hits from the towers. Up on the top side, Fly's actually going to go down to Monkeys.
Yeah, he got hit by a bramble, and yeah, bramble plus a spin, and yep, farewell. Died in a matter of 2-3 seconds, very quickly.
Damage capable coming out from both of these lanes up on the top side. Even on the bottom side, neither of them able to do a particularly convincing amount of damage dealer just yet. Slunch fest down on the bottom side, a bit of a brutal diathon up on the top side. It looks like Monkeys might be the next one to go down. Fly continues to chase, but they don't want to go too hard on this one. You know, Monkeys.
Oh, do you see the tip? This is a pretty smart tip from Copy. So Willow took the water rune top, Odie took the water rune bottom, but Earth Spirit has an empty bottle with an uncontested rune top, right? So now the Earth Spirit has to walk back to base because the Willows took his top water rune. Odie can't, of course, take both, and now Copy's tipping the Willow because of this little, you know, the water rune shenanigans, and now 4 amigos are like, oh, you took my water rune and he's tipping us. It's a smart tip from Copy. Fly?
Running himself
Could he
away.
easily die here?
I think he does. Yeah, let's see if he can get the deny or not.
Nope.
Well, thank you very much. Assist from the Satyrs there. And a bounce rune to go with it as well. No bottle on Copies. Doesn't care about those bounces at all. Just going to give those up. He's constantly punch. In fact, they're going to go aggressively onto the OD as once again. Rozan with the TP. He's very far back, but does catch him with the brambles. Nicely done. That should be enough to bring down the OD. A little bit more is needed. Stun comes out. TP's coming, but is it too little, too late? Rolling boulder available. Not going to connect. No, Fly comes in. The battery assault cancels it out, and now RCY is the one in trouble instead. He's going to get beaten down under the tower. Cannot escape, and will end up dying. And now Fly can look for the next kill as well. Rozan also going to fall, and it's going to be 2 going down in the middle lane. So close to bringing down that Outworld Devourer, but not close enough.
It's so rough. He had like 8-1 with a Fairy Fire, gets to use the 8-1, walks back up to the high ground, and it looked to be so good. Like the roll, the kick, killing off the creeps with the kick damage, and with the bramble on top, like everything felt so nice. But it's a 7 armor OD with the high ground advantage at some point, so that was... Poor old 4 amigos. They wanted something to go their way, and just not to be the case. Willow takes the water rune top, then forces out the aggression mid. It's falling a little bit apart for 4 amigos with the moves they're making. I was about to say for RCY, like he needs to just be a little bit more kind of probably aggressive, right? Hit level 6, try and make a play on the side lanes, but
I was going to say that as well. It's
not there
unusual
yet.
to see that sort of aggression coming out through 6 from an and we kind of felt why in the end. But Monkeys makes his way out up in the top side. But yeah, this is going to mean now that this OD is just so rich. I mean, look at that gold advantage. Woo! That is scary. 1,600 gold above the Earth Spirit. That's not something you want to be seeing.
Fly's going again. Can he steal the Wisdom Rune this time around?
Not again. Surely this time.
Just use cogs and kick him, boys.
Yep, I think he might. Comes to the rune he goes, trying to bounce around Rozan a little bit. Who's going to grab it? Wisdom up for grabs, and is going to go to Fly again. He does it again. He can't keep getting away with it. His life will be traded, but he doesn't give a damn.
He's got cogs into, he can buy so much time hit. Oh, no, he can't.
Drags Albino into it. He'll take it.
The second game where they take both of the Wisdom Runes at 7 minutes. That is a potential series disaster for 4 amigos.
Definitely one thing they can focus on improving on for next time. Like, for the next series in the lower bracket, as it's looking like that might be the case at this point. It's a huge advantage already for the side of Nouns.
And the fact that like, this really hurts Ogre, right? Like, of course he's about to hit level 5 anyways, but you take that 7-minute wisdom, you get level 5, you now have ultimate in play. Like, that is when you walk to a lane and you can just break open certain aspects.
Moving on to Double King here, and I don't think he's getting out of this one. Silenced up, being taken down, flies upon him, waiting with the power cogs as long as possible, but actually with the TP coming in from RCY, that's going to cause him to pull the parachute cord, and actually, I don't really getting the clinks too low with the death pack there to heal him up, so everything will be okay.
Radiant's middle tower is under
DD Ogre here to win the middle lane after all.
Oh, good lad. Yeah, RCY just unable to really make a statement in the game at all, right? It's mid lane unable to find the aggression, goes bottom, the cogs prevents him. They're going again in bot lane. They know the TPs aren't in play, so they're diving Double King, bringing even more numbers.
Roseanne so low as well. The cogs come through from Fly, but they actually do bring down Gunner. The double damage. Albino Zebra trying to finish off Fly here. Will be able to do so with the Fire Blast. That's a ton of XP going to the Ogre Magi, but Roseanne does go down in response. So 2 for 3 trade. Probably feeling okay for that on the side of Nouns, as the Axe did die up in the top side due to the sports being busy.
I'll be honest, Nomad, you let me down a little bit.
Sorry, mate.
You told me that if you hit a cog on a kill, and he's low HP and gets a snipe, you'd scream goal.
No,
that was the moment. I mean, it was close enough. Do you want it to be higher range? Was that like too close?
Yeah.
That was more like that was like a tap in. You want like an absolute screamer outside the box.
Yeah. I want
okay.
the Ronaldo.
Okay. Sure.
All the football.
Because I looked at it as like a simple tap in, so I wasn't excited to scream goal. But if you were doing it, I was going to jump on board. But now I understand. You want absolute S-tier bangers only.
It's probably not going to happen, but if it does, we need to be ready.
That's fine.
Zebra does get taken down.
Happy we're on the same page.
On the run.
But you can just see
if
from
it's
now,
an invis
right?
clinks as well, then we're also obviously.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Muffins a bit.
You can just feel the pressure Nouns bring to the map, right? It's like they fight top, instantly go bottom. They're dragging 4 amigos around. Where like RCY on Earth for it, you like playing this like game where it's super slow and chill, and it's like everyone's farming, because then he can be like the orchestrator of the aggression. But that isn't to be the case. The Monkeys Forever again. He loves playing so deep on the enemy side of the map. Like it's not the way that you see Axis farm as much, and he's just getting punished 2 games in a row. It's going to be going down now, and right, there's stacks in his triangle. There's such a safe farm to be had, but
he wants the dangerous stuff. He's here for the good time, not the long time. As RCY going in very deep here, looking to bring down Gunner. Beautiful dead shot coming out from Lelis though, but it doesn't keep him alive. The stone's going to find him regardless. RCY will bring him down. Now the pressure can start to come down onto the tower. So 4 amigos getting to advance their own map a little bit here. And another thing about Earth Spirit as well is every tier 1 that gets taken is just a huge kind of relief for him. It just allows him to play the map just a little bit deeper, and that's what the hero is all about.
TPing a little down.
Chasing deep. RCY, he's in trouble. Beautiful block coming out from Yuma there, but it's, yeah, they do get him. With the amplified damage and the tower hits, it's enough. Yuma looking in for more now as the Willow just TPs out under the cover of Shadow Realm. Albino Zebra will be left behind and will be losing his life. Goodbye, sir. Gonna take him out.
It just took an uncomfortable amount of time for 4 amigos to even try and chip down this tower, right? And Hero was able to respawn. OD was able to walk from mid. Silver lining here is they are taking top tier 1. Monkeys Forever has the Blade Mail in play. How effective it will be off the bat will be a question we're going to see if it has an answer to, because often you need that blink to get the positioning, especially with Weaver, OD, Clock, and Werter. These are such exceptional heroes that either repositioning or just controlling the early fights with their toolkits, and we'll see what type of play Monkeys Forever want to go with. I would like to see him probably just ignore the game for like an extra 4 or 5 minutes, get the blink dagger, and then try and make some big statements. But when you're down 4 or 5k gold already, it might be a team call that drags him into some fights a little bit earlier than he wants to. Also, a couple deaths on his part that also has delayed the blink.
Yeah.
Now are grouping up towards the mid lane. We'll see if they want to hit the tower though, or if they are just kind of farming out the enemy jungle, taking away a little bit of economy, and that seems to be the case as Yuma does return to the top side with the protection of Fly on the clockwork to maybe break any smokes or any engagements available. Nice positioning there.
Great moves from Fly, always trying to just disrupt where possible. And also see if Monkeys is going to head over to the area at all, but he's looking to make one more stack and then farm these Ancients and try and get himself a somewhat decent timing on the Blink Dagger.
That is pretty much the main thing I look for Amigos. You got Blade Mail RCY coming out, you've got Desolator soon on Blink. You've got the makings of a quick pick-off style lineup, but again, it could arguably already be too late, right? Because Copy's got the armor from the Witchblade. Yeah, exactly. These are big items on the cores already for Nouns. And he's rushing Aghanims on OD. Like, he wants to be able to have that strong dispel on the jump, be able to rebuttal with the shield that he or the damage barrier he obtains.
Good attempt from Fly, trying to be, you know, look really tasty in the middle lane, look super killable. Not gonna happen, but instead they find Double King instead. Corrosion is out onto him, and Gunner just gonna try and chase him down. The rest of the team coming on from the sidelines, and they will be able to bring him down. Well, as with the assist, but almost entirely Gunner just bringing down that Clinks. As over at the back, they want to make sure that they can get their own Wisdom Rune, but they're not going to be able to do so as RCY has been able to grab it. And he's actually sticking around. Nope, decides to go for the TP out right in range of Gunner, though, who's just going to stomp immediately. Cancel out a TP, so he's going to stay. He's going to do the damage, and Gunner will likely be going down here, and the Spirit doesn't fall. But he's got no way out of this one. Oh my goodness! The Etanity's Eclipse just takes them apart. RCY, Albino, and Roseanne all lying dead here. Sure, they get Gunner, but it hurts.
Blink and the fight's over. It was despair, and Copy instantly ult in the bot lane, uses the vision top with Monkeys in the creep wave. He's just gonna get another kill. Eat through the Blade Mail with the Astral Imprisonment. Oh, he doesn't want to commit for it.
Backs away.
Doesn't know what nice positioning, right? He's like using the tree line, so you'd have to get into melee range for the OD, potentially a TP from someone. It could make that messy. If Monkey's positioned away from that tree line without utilizing vision, then sure, he would die. So nice read from Monkeys forever to not give away what would have been a beautiful kill from Copy. The speed on the map that he was playing on an OD as well. It's really cool to see. But Copy also altered his build just a little bit. He goes for the Dragon Lance. Of course, ODs, they like Witchblades, Hurricane Pikes, Aghanims, like any of these tools that give them more sustainability is perfectly fine. He can go for Hurricane Pike or the Aghanims. Like, either's fine. It's just kind of whatever he wants in the moment. And I can also see a world where he goes for the full Hurricane rather than going for the Aghanims.
That seems good. It's also really nice to have that repositioning just to get yourself out of like a Burning Barrage or something like that.
You have to ask the question though for four amigos, like at what point does the farm stop? Monkeys Forever, he's got the Blink Dagger, but his Earth Spirit and Willow, they're already smoked up. Like, they need to find a fight. You've spent 15 minutes to try and give your Axe an entry to the game. And like the last time, like we said this, it's the same minute. You can copy the cast from the previous game and overlay it in this one. Like, this is the moment they have to do something big.
And this is the big thing they're looking for, jumping onto Eclipse, jumping onto the Slardar. Gunner, though, he's just going to swim his way down the river. Awful place to try and kill a Slardar, and Monkeys just gets taken out by the OD. Copy has no hesitations about blasting him down. Two-man stun from the crown as Double King comes in from the sideline, finally finishes off Gunner, now starts unleashing onto Copy, but he can't stand his ground against his Outworld Devourer. He's just too strong. Takes down Double King. Clinks is dead. 4 gone for the side of 4 Amigos. RCY running from Yuma. Yuma trying to give chase, but with the rolling boulder. Gets himself out to safety, but yeah, not the jump you're looking for there at all.
No, and it just felt like there's been too much fun without fight with purpose, right, for 4 Amigos. Like, again, the timings, they're a little bit too scripted. The farming patterns have prevented the nice moves, right? The Ogre pick did not win the bot lane. The Willow didn't break open the game because they faltered on that mid kill on OD. Axe died a couple of times top, offsetting his blink timings, and now because of moves that 4 Amigos made, it's compounded into now just already with the more aggressive lineup being able to bring that to life even quicker. So another smoke, back-to-back smokes. The last one failed. This time around, they're hoping that Nouns have kind of hit a little bit of cruise control potentially on the farm. They are 7k up at the 17-minute mark. They desperately need to find a core here, but They're running into a triangle that they've already scanned. It's gone green, but they're committing. Potentially, they might hit Copy if he walks down the lane with the ward place, but...
Oh, never mind. They found a much bigger target in Yuma. Can they take him down in time with the stuns coming out from Albino Zebra? Of course they can. Yuma walks up into the triangle, gets blasted apart. So, that's more like it. That's something we've, you know, wanting to see for a while now, but it needs to happen again and again and again. And now, a little bit of fight coming back the other way as Hurricane Pike complete from the OD.
I was meant to have this.
Who can monkeys jump this time?
Target Monkeys Forever taking a ton of damage inside that burning damage. Okay. The Sandy's Eclipse comes down once again and just takes him out. Albino Zebra's also going to follow his teammate to the grave. The axe jump once again, not on the right target. And now you pay the price. Double King on the run, dusted up, being slowly but surely taken down. Nice little dead shot from Lelis as well, just to secure the kill. And he'll get it as well. Carry is dead.
You know, like the DVD logo that bounces in the corner? That's basically what Monkeys was. He's just going from corner to corner, boom, 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 and instantly death. It was... It's just uncomfortable. There's not much I can say, right? It's a team that hasn't really found any form. It's throwing like kind of desperate moves compared to like the polished nature of a team that wants to, you know, qualify for the World Cup. You know, this is now just kind of, yeah, thoroughly enjoying the motions of this game. Afterwards, just jumping onto Copy. They're hoping to get
the OD with the Dark Willow behind him as well. It might be enough. Gunner comes in. Nice two-man stun. Is it nice enough, though? Magnetize refreshed once again. Dunk is there. Down goes Copy. And now they move to Gunner. He's gone as well. Nouns, they might need to think twice about this one. They're getting out of the area, but they are still chasing Double King, looking for a target. Doesn't really have anything to slow any heroes down. This was just information he's getting right now as Lelis moves to the side, gets himself out. They won't be finding anything more from this, but still two very, very big kills as they try to save their mid lane and end up throwing another log on the fire.
I mean, I was hyping up Nouns, but then seconds later they get a little bit too comfortable, and 4Amigos, they keep going at it. They're literally running their faces into a brick wall, hoping it connects.
Big call, right onto Yuma. Do they have the damage follow-up though? It doesn't look like it. Yuma manages to get off the time lapse, gets himself away, kills off Monkeys Forever. Albino Zebra's going to go down as well. Incredible silence coming out from Lelis to stop the Ogre Magi from following up on the stun there. That gets Yuma out of it.
I was so excited to completely change the narrative of the cast, right? Like if they go from like two absolute disaster fights into Nouns just looking to be on cruise control, into then like, wait, they got an OD pick, then a Weaver pick, then they go deeper as well to find more. So if they get another pick, then it's like, I'm getting hyped. I'm thinking of Roshan. I'm thinking of, you know, the world's their oyster. But yeah, they weren't able to get the damage. The disengage was nice from Nouns. They do kill off the Axe there. Same with the Ogre. I think, you know, 4Amigos, they're pretty proud of themselves that they're finding some moves, but it still feels like the inevitable is coming, right? Like this Roshan, if 4Amigos don't contest it and Nouns get an Aegis, all of the strengths of an Axe fall apart. Like he hates playing into Aegis because you blink, you blade mail, you get the kill. You can't do that again. Like it's too hard. You have to wait 25 seconds for blade mail. There's too many factors required. So I'm intrigued to see if 4Amigos want to think about Roshan because they've been going for the kills time and time again now. It's been like 6-7 minutes of just go kill.
Yeah.
But like game one, Nouns after dying, they go for Roshan themselves, right? It's like they die, then take Aegis. But you are seeing 4Amigos, they are looking to smoke up. Willow has smoked herself.
Really quick though, quicker than this. They're not getting there in time. Corrosive Haze plus the Germinate, it's just too much. Desolator on the Weaver as well. It is going to be Copy who grabs the Aegis. RCY running in from the sidelines with the haste rune. There's Nouns who are backing themselves away. In they go, jump, it finds an okay target. I mean, it's the Aegis OD, but if you can take him out, the fight starts us off, but it's not bad. He's actually going to after himself just as his axe comes through, now turns around with the Santis Eclipse, takes down Double King, and RCY almost dead as well. He's rolling himself out. Nice little Bedlam terrorize from the sidelines from Roseanne. Might just get Double King out of there. Oh, very nicely done. Astral onto one, dead shot onto the other. I mean, that's just some nice coordination coming out there from Nouns, getting both kills instead of just one. And now they can look down onto the tier 2 as well.
It kind of feels like 4Amigos are playing like Dota on a treadmill. They're not allowed to stop. They have to just keep going forward. This is like, yeah, just high-paced treadmill Dota. Or you could call it kind of like they're running down a hill and they just don't know how to stop their little old legs from running.
Like the Gloucester cheese chase.
Yes, they are. They are currently chasing a wheel of cheese down a hill at high speeds, and it kind of does feel like the best game plan to some degree. Because if they ever sit back, then of course the scaling of OD, the eventual the tank ability of Weaver down the line can eat through an X when you have like Sanj and Yasha for status resistance, and Satanics and whatnot. But I respect the concept, but it feels awkward getting there. Still, it's pretty fun Dota to watch because it is just non-stop aggression. Double King though, you got to be careful, boss. You are potentially going to kill off yourself or your ally there, but they do not die to Tormentor.
Easy.
Yes.
Not even close.
Aghanim's very soon complete on this Outworld Destroyer. Something that we've been talking about now on and off the last 10 minutes. If you get it early enough without just... The thing is, though, it's like you can't dispel it. It's just strong. You just need to kite him or kill him through it, and that requires so much damage.
It does, and I'm not sure they've got enough. I mean, actually, they do. Like, if the Clinks can somehow just stand there hitting, and like the Earth Spirit can keep magnetized on him, then it will be enough damage. But like, in what universe is that going to happen? It's really tough. It kind of makes him like the last priority. It's catch Weaver or bust at this point. Weaver's got a BKB now as well, so the call is the only thing they're really going to be able to use. And we've seen in the past they just didn't have the damage to kill him off. And Double King, he's not really going for any more damage. He's going for the pipe.
Mid lane.
We'll go back to mid lane later, but it'll be a while. As, yep, Monks Forever does get off the BKB in time, and that's going to get him to safety, but maybe not how you want to be using your first BKB, but nevertheless, living is living.
And you got the... Before Amigos, they had a potential double BKB timing.
Is quick. This is a very quick movement down to bottom, but Yuma, he doesn't really have any tact. He's just shoving the wave. Double King, they actually see him walking past. Yuma doing a great job of acting there. But
they found RCY in top lane.
Going. Oh no, he's going to cut the wave and they know about it.
They're dying everywhere, top and bot.
Yep. And it's going to be a kill as on the bottom side, the Clinks has been used up and dusted as well. Yuma's going to have the damage to bring him down and over towards the top side. RCY with the BKB. Is it going to be enough to get him out of here? I don't think so. Rolling Boulder ain't going to do jack. And down goes RCY as well.
Beautiful observing as well. Got to give it like deciding who's going to be squishier, checking for the weak one. Beautiful. 10 out of 10, but for now, so 10 out of 10 play as well. Like they can see the Axe uses BKB mid. What's the play there? Skip waves. Progress the game in a way that we don't have to take the team fight, and BKB can buck up. Instantly Nouns with the heroes that they have in play, the Yule set up from Werther, they're kind of just the investigations going from Gunner to find the heroes. Yeah, Nouns are not letting Four Amigos have any chance of trying to just stall out. They're grouped up already back in the bot lane as 5 heroes. Gonna be taking this tier 2 for free. Will Four Amigos fight though when they're alive? Like, they have 2 BKBs. They got no real progression though on the Clinks, and
yeah, no more Aegis. Maybe tempting. I kind of feel like they have to, honestly. Like, I feel like if they don't fight, they're just going to get fought themselves. Yep, there you go. Jump into the middle lane. Down goes Fly. Down goes Gunner. That's how you do it. But Coffee's still hanging around the sidelines here. He's not backing out from this one. They want to keep it going, and they're going to be able to blow up Albino Zipper on the sidelines as the stun comes down along with the silences onto the Dark Widow. He's gone as well. Damage coming back the other way on Scuppy Rose. He's in fact on the high ground. RCY to cover a BKB to get us to magnetize them to all of them and getting as much vision down as he can to allow us to jump forward. Monkeys misses the call onto Yuma, and Yuma's now going to feel safe to turn around and deal a bit of damage back the other way as they both get themselves down. And there's the Xanti's Eclipse coming on down. Copy. He's going for it. He doesn't care that he doesn't have a team behind him. Yuma coming back in, coming from the sidelines, dealing the damage to Monkeys Forever. He has got a Blade Mail available. Doesn't want to use it. Wants to save it for the Blinking initiation, but I don't think that's going to be happening right now. Double King can't find an angle to get into this fight, get his damage off in time. So even with that initiation, the Dream initiation there, killing off Gunner, killing off Fly, it wasn't enough to win the fight.
The fact that that entire time we didn't even see the Essence Flux from the OD come into play, right? His Aghanim was never procced. He didn't have that extra lease of life, and that's kind of why Four Amigos were kind of dancing around that entire engagement, right? They had to use 2 buybacks. They're trying to kill off Human, but with the Imprison, it's such a pain for Axe to jump in without the OD getting controlled. And Double King just goes instantly down. Why am I casting? Take it away, Nomad.
I was enjoying it as Fly being slowly beaten down under the tower, but nah, he's fine. In comes the OD, saves the day. It's just a dead Clinks and a dead tower. Ooh. Lines being drawn on the map. Beautiful, beautiful lines, as you were saying. I'm gonna go deal with this top wave.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Nouns just keep playing very, methodical Dota, right? It's just farm the entire map, find the heroes that play behind you. Of course, the map is so big, right, in previous patches that you need to respect that a team behind will be able to sneak out and get that additional farm. Farm the kind of the northern strip, that bottom strip, south strip, whatever. Like, there's so much farm. You got top jungle, bot jungle, ancient triangle, both sides, the top line, bot. There's so much stuff to farm. So like, you need to be really methodical with like where you want to go on the map, right? And it's I think now they're just kind of doing it really nicely. It's just that perfect balance of find pickoffs, find farm, don't overplay your hand, and I think in an ideal world, the next stages for them will be the Aegis that makes them want to really break base. They have a 19,000 gold lead, but yeah, I think it's just been a really nice balance. And a Moon Shard complete for OD. That is going to be a disgusting amount of damage into any hero that gets controlled up.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, still no BKB from him, but that's kind of the idea of the Ags, right? You get the Ags, you have that overwhelming Devourer passive facet, and you're good for health. You should be okay. Oh, they gave Shield Rune an icon? Holy moly.
Yeah,
Really are
nice.
in 2024.
The amount of quality of life changes that we have in Dota, it's like not all of them are in patches, but there is a lot of love being given to the game.
I mean, I really like the not just the fact that we got the innates and the facets and everything, but the implication of them. Implication? No. What's the word I'm looking for?
Repercussions.
The way they're added to the game is
implementation.
Really
that word.
Yeah, that's the one.
There we go.
My guy. The two English guys get it done. Also funny that you can ping to everyone, which I noticed. And you can be really annoying and just ping someone's facet in all chat. So
there'll be a point where that'll actually be pretty damning. But I don't think there's any crazy uses of that at the moment.
Nah, it doesn't give you stats or anything. I don't think. Maybe you could tell when someone levels up on Frog or something. But I don't know. Actually, maybe you can. Either way.
Anything else item-wise really coming out?
Items here, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got
Midas on Albino Zebra.
He's trying to get back into the game somehow, but it really does feel kind of like offense versus defense, right? Like one team's itemizing for BKBs for themselves with Yules and Midases to try and get to late game, whilst Nouns it's like I bought Daedalus, I bought Moonshard, I've got Boots of Bearing on my Muerta. Like there is such a disparity in what items will bring to the fights that Nouns, with their soon-to-be 20,000 gold lead, they just want more kills. Roshan will be spawning in 40 seconds. They hook shot onto RCY.
It's a great target. He's struggling to get off the BKB right now. He's going to have to, but he's got the roll available. Too many heroes in front of him. Could not escape. And just goes down on the cover of the BKB regardless. Let's kill them off. Now 20k gold advantage after that kill. My goodness. Nouns, they're coming up the high ground. They're knocking on the front door. Is anybody in? I'm not sure there is.
They don't even care about Roshan. It's just, yeah, use your immense lead, force a buyback out here. At that point, you can maybe reset, but with no... okay, they eventually glyph. I think no use of the glyph so far.
He's going to keep his distance as Monkeys tries to jump in, but just can't find the target. Blink Dagger getting cancelled over and over again. Roseanne up on the high ground, does dodge a few chances. There's a nice call coming down. Maybe they can get the OD. Never mind. There's the Axe triggering, giving him all that extra health as Yuma's just up in the high ground, blasting away at whoever he wants, but not really converting the kills. And that's going to mean that Nouns going to have to back themselves away. So, yeah, sure, they don't break the high ground. Nah, for Amigos, they will defend for now.
Yeah, not the cleanest of spell usage, but at least we got to see Copy show why he bought the Agnums, right? Like he's able to get that strong dispel, then he saves his ally. Yeah, they missed a hook shot, and also Willow kind of started the fight quite, sloppily a little bit with the Terrorize, but there was moments for both teams to maybe try and get a little bit more out of that. But yeah, they disengage nicely. Smoke up from Four Amigos. Roshan is available.
Flare out from Fly gives them the information as well.
It's like, if for Four Amigos, they
Amigos,
wish they
what's
could
the
just
call?
swipe it away, right? But they just can't do it. Like, with the rocket flare, constantly scouting, they are going to run into each other. Smokes are breaking.
Yes, they are. In comes a call. It's just onto the clockwork, but they will be able to bring him down. That'll be the first blood of the fight, as Lelis just blasting him from the sidelines with the Pierce the Veil, but as Rosanna goes down as Copy and Gunner on a death march through the side of this fight. Monkeys Forever is going to be that next target. They don't care about no call. The damage is in. The hero is dead. Monkeys Forever falls. Now Copy looks for the next target as Yuma forced to time-lapse himself away. RCY doing a little bit too much damage there as Copy's in once again, looking at Albino Zebra. Trying to run himself away. RCY has been found on the sideline. He gets off a big silencer with the damage coming out from Double King the sidelines. They're gonna lose Gunner. They're gonna lose Yuma as well. Hold on, what is happening? Copy now, all by himself, has to try and fight up into them, and he might just be able to do it. The damage is through thick and fast. He's also got the Aghanim's available if they do even get to consider bringing him low. And I don't think they do. The dust, how did that catch? I don't know, but they're going to be able to bring down Double Kang here because of it. Lelis with the support, helping out, and now the Atos comes in. The damage is there. Copy takes them all. 5 heroes down the side of 4 Amigos. They almost get the fight, but once again, this Outlaw Devourer pick was just too damn good.
Such a good pick, and this is why, right? The constant saves, the tankiness of himself. Again, didn't need to use his Ags there, just ripping through them. For Amigos, they take the fight without the BKBs up. Like, they just took a fight at their base. They go even. No one dies. Instant smoke out. They break. Fly again on the clockwork is always in the perfect position to break every smoke. This entire series is where has Fly positioned to prevent that aggression. And yes, it has been just a beautiful demonstration of that. And now they get the Aegis to even further amplify Copy's ability to just win every single fight. Like, sure, you know, Yuma's the carry, but Copy, he's easily contending for it in this game.
Yeah.
He's got the
One little
Parasma as
awkward
well.
thing about this is that, like, for breaking high ground specifically, Aegis onto the OD probably isn't ideal. The Weaver would be the preferred target in that situation.
Oh, they're just gonna kill everything. They're not hitting towers there. Yeah.
And they feel like they can't stay in their base. That's why they go for these fights. And to be honest, the damage coming through onto Gunner once again is too much for him to handle. This little fishy is going to get fried up once more. Fly also in some trouble here on the sidelines as Double King just trying to take him out. Does get saved by the dead shot, but the Brambles will finish him off regardless. Fly goes down. RCY looking for a snipe, not going to find it. Can't get that initiation to the fight.
Gunner has been a little bit carried away. I think, like, when you think about some of the deaths he's had, like, he's currently sitting at a 2-9 scoreline. Yeah, he is kind of like the sacrificial lamb for this playstyle, right? Like, he needs to jump in, get the hate, corrosive haze, open up everyone else, but he's had a couple deaths that probably weren't that needed, but, you know, it's... Again, I think Nouns, they're showing us why they're such a strong team within NA. They're also showing us, I think, in this series why they also sometimes struggle internationally. Because some of these type of mistakes, where it's like you get an Aegis, but then you feed 2 kills away, not utilizing the full 5 minutes perfectly. You know, tier 1 teams in the international scene will dismantle that type of mistake. But again, so far, within the qualifier, I would be very skeptical to know if it would get truly punished. Of course, you can learn from every single game, and this is only day 1, series 1 of the qualifiers. So of course, Nouns will improve as it goes on if they are to be the qualifying team for the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, so we'll see if Shopify making similar mistakes in their series against...
Guys, spoilers. If you want to mute 5 seconds quickly. Shopify won 2-0. They won in 29 minutes and 22 minutes. So, yeah. No upsets happening over there.
Yeah. And a statement being made as well. Look, we trashed our series faster than you trashed your series. Go take that.
Oh, yeah, that's the classic NA metric for any head-to-head between the Titans. How quickly did you beat
smash the open qualifier team?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a speed run at this point. No, but Amigos are putting up a bit of a fight here. Obviously, still 18k gold down, looking like a pretty inevitable loss. But you know, these jumps have been decent from time to time.
I think just the script for Four Amigos has been very, very linear, right? It's just go, fight, die, reset, go, fight. You know, it's like there's not really been the complexities of playing the wider map, you know, every time they've tried to skip waves, they get picked off. So they've kind of been conditioned to have to play just one form of Dota. And
Yeah.
sure, the game lasts longer because if you run at your opponent 5 times, you probably will kill them at least twice, 3 times, right? And it's given the game a lot more life than than game 1. The Clinks now picks up the VKB. I think now it's also just they have to respect the high ground. Like you've already mentioned, OD with an Aegis isn't going to be your building hitter. I kind of leaned on the idea that they need to get kills, and if they want to go high ground, be explosive and just murder them, then that will often create moments of, oh, the axes hit the core, or the Ursprits kick someone to tier 4s, and now it's an 18k gold lead that's getting, you know, chipped away at. So I think now is of course very confident in this game, but there's a very slim chance.
Also worth mentioning as well that if you do die in that first life, then you can't have the unless you were broken, I believe you can't have the essence flux on the second life.
Yep.
I don't. I'm assuming break disables the essence flux Aghanim's upgrade.
Off the top of my head, I cannot remember, but I will double check.
Dire's
Do
bottom
some
tower
science
is
and let
under
us know.
attack.
But either way, it's looking like a tough game to come back from. Even though they have had these opportunities, you know, they've never done enough to really dent
Dire's bottom
Copy's
tower
game. They
is
haven't
under
really
attack.
dent Yuma's game, despite killing him a couple of times. Like he's still a Weaver. Yeah, sure. Sometimes we're actually in this matchup, but
Yeah, just to confirm, if you do break the OD, then yes, you do prevent the axe going off.
bottom side, they found double king. This is not the target. You ain't got it caught out of the base, but he is gone, and there's nothing to be done about it now. Lynx falls. And now, well, you can see all of these arrows on the minimap running to the high ground, but RCY's already cut the middle wave once, so that's going to be an issue for now to deal with if they do want to force this one.
They've got, yeah, they got top wave, so if they rush up there, but yeah, I'd argue they've that wave skip mid's given them no real threat of this death. He should be respawning maybe around about like 15 seconds once they actually get to the high ground with the wave, maybe 20 seconds. So I think I've drastically underpredicted how quick the creeps move.
Somewhat, but that's okay.
So 20 seconds on the way. Let's see the creeps when they hit up. Once the creeps get to the steps.
Slow down.
Okay, I was 3 seconds off. My bad. When I said 20, okay, it wasn't that bad. Still pretty bad, but it was good enough. Oh, with the fortify as well? Nah, we're looking good. Thanks for amigos. You're helping me out.
Bottom barracks has fallen.
Bottom barracks, melee will fall. Yuma now with his satanic and BKB happy to just kind of chill on the front lines a bit. A little less worried about the call and everything as they have found RCY, but RCY just immediately going to try and get himself out of there. The hook shot didn't
tank.
quite connect.
Yep. And you can feel that Nounsley, they really do respect high ground right now. It's like the only way that they took Rax is like they go for a pickoff, but then they take, then they reset instantly. Like there is no desire for them. And now for Amigos, they want to find the jump. To find the jump, they need to prevent the OD from right-clicking with their multiple halberds. They have to prevent Muerta becoming that additional core because she has Gleipnir as well. So many things need to go right, but can they find the jump?
Difficult. The jump in, it's there onto Gunnar. Once again, they want to try and take him down, but in comes the Astro Imprisonment to save him as Cappy right on the front lines once again, just looking for the targets. But I mean, on the back, RCY is just absolutely taken out. No BKB. They knew it due to that escape in the middle lane, and they take full advantage of that fact. Great plays from Nouns as Albino tries to go for the TP out. Lelis does not have the dead shot available, so can't finish the job. Double King, though, also on the run. Not a good target to get brought down here. He's trying to get himself away, but he doesn't have anything. Gunner's on top of him, and he's just gone. The damage is there from Yuma. A crit comes through, timely at that. 70 seconds dead. Now your barracks looking very, very takeable. This should be it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
A good fight from for Amigos. They kept trying, but unfortunately RCY without a BKB just rolls into everybody, and Nouns make the correct call to just turn around and blow him up.
There's also the layering as well. The Monkey's going to die here on screen. The mid-rat is falling off screen. It's like when you go back to that fight, you've got Axe jumping a Slardar, Odie's murdering their base as well. Like everyone's just dying, but it's like in that clutch moment where you're hoping to make the Hail Mary move, and the Willow doesn't terrorize the backline. She terrorizes who the Axe has already jumped. It just the pressure has got to Four Amigos. They are just losing everything. OD showing
Oh,
how
God.
unkillable he is.
Monkeys goes in with the call, and yeah, he just gets absolutely annihilated by the OD. OD literally didn't do anything. He couldn't have not killed him there. Copy really just kind of playing around with it right now, testing the limits of what this hero can really do, and the answer is quite a damn lot. Hasn't even triggered the Essence Flux left, so it looks like he's in trouble. Well, he's not. He's good. And beautiful little Astro onto himself there, forcing RCY to go in super deep, but that's going to give him a pretty decent magnetize off, but he's kind of just playing around as his own life's going to go down. 3 heroes dead now on the side of Four Amigos. Sure, they'll lose Gunner once again, but that's going to be a staple of this game at this point. Towers going to start to fall now. X out, bye-bye. 2-shot by the OD. Ancient's going to fall now as well, and that will be that. The GG gets called. The series goes to Nouns as they make their way forward in these qualifiers without too much difficulty.
Yeah, the second game, I think, draft improved from Four Amigos, but just wasn't enough to really take the fight to Nouns. Of course, they did take a lot of fights into Nouns in the hope to claw themselves back into the game, but every single time their kind of economy just kept going the way of Nouns. And I think the OD pick was quite beautiful, right? Just putting your carry towards the Weaver, not really caring about the matchups that are in play, enabling the OD to become the hero of the game, the Imprison to save the Weaver in a weak matchup, with also the no real kill threat the entire time. I think Copy just had a beautiful call on his hero. He itemized really nicely as well. The general map play from Nouns was really good. Of course, I think if you watch the replay, there are some weaknesses, at least in Nouns a little bit. This isn't just like the perfect game from them. There was a lot of kind of individual player mistakes, maybe that other teams could have punished a little bit. I think I'm mainly hinting at Gunner a little bit here. He didn't have like the kind of the cleanest offlane game, but the way that Shopify look in their
3 and
series,
10 is quite interesting, especially when your mid laner is 20-1. But my
think-
KDA looked like this, so that his can look like this, I guess.
it's less about KDA, but more about like when I look at some of the ways that he initiated, it was like he was jumping already into kind of moments where you're going to naturally die rather than set up other moments. And again, we don't really need to harp on that. It's more the only reason I bring that up is because Nouns do beat a open qualifier team, but with how clean Shopify looked in their series, so I was looking at it throughout the break, it's like you need to be on your A game because Mind Control, he's been a good addition, right? Kitchak has morphed into that 4 role. Like they are looking to be a very good contender. So if Nouns make these mistakes against Shopify, the series will be like a 50-minute game, 55-minute game, a lot more competitive. So I am intrigued to know how that series will go. But again, of course, Nouns, Shopify, they are the 2 favorites. They are 2 winners of their series, and we will see what they do later today when they clash up against each other in the upper bracket.
Yes,
Final?
we will. That's going to do it for our first series of the day, of course. So we will have a second one coming up much later on. But for now, you guys can go and watch. I believe it's straight into upper bracket finals, isn't it? Straight into to Shopify versus Nouns round 1, I believe. So that one.
Yeah. So not the grand finals, but they play later today. Then the winner goes to the grand final. So we'll already be seeing one grand finalist within the next potentially 5 to 6 hours.
Cool. Excellent. That's a very condensed qualifiers, guys. We're going to throw it to a break, but of course, there's plenty more NA action to come here. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit.